All right.
Hi, everyone. Let us know if you can hear us.
I hope so. There's some
Cool.
people already in the chat, Harry. That's good. You can type
Nice.
1. They should type something if you hear us loud and clear.
Welcome to the Saturday stream.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, Harry. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is a bit different.
Yeah. So I guess if you guys don't have context, a series that Chris and I have been doing for the last couple of weeks now has been around building an application and taking it all the way from 0 to 1 and launching it on Product Hunt. And needless to say, we've both been super busy. So we decided that what we do a little bit differently to the other sessions is do a 4-hour stream today, or 5-hour, however long we need, and try and crunch out all of the remaining features and launch on Product Hunt. So we've made the Product Hunt page, so we're already committed in some sense, and we're going live later today. So yeah, but we feel good, I think, Chris, right?
I think we feel good, yeah. I think, and this was due because I think we've had 3 streams where we tried to progressively add features to this language learning app that we started building now, I think like 2 months ago, maybe. But we never got to the finish line. So I think it's good that we just huddle up, even though it's a weekend, and sort of power through. We have a deadline. A deadline always helps, and that's, I guess, 9 a.m. tomorrow. The plan is to go live on Product Hunt. So we just have to get coding, I guess.
Oh yeah, and thanks to you guys in the chat saying hello as well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Steen, Mike, Martin, David, Mark, Stefan, Ryan. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining the chat. Should I show everybody what we're planning to do today now?
Yeah, and maybe, Harry, maybe it's worth showing the app or where we left it last time, so they get a refresher on what we're building, and then we can talk about the plan.
Sounds good. Okay, so if you guys remember from last time, and I'll just hope that I've got the right credentials here to log in, maybe I'll sign up. We were making this cool little language learning app. And we were doing a bit of design with NAD last time, if you remember. Added a little bit of a logo. We've got our Spanish chat still, so we can still talk to an AI and get some responses from it. Pleiades, etc. And then we've got this kind of interesting generate course tool. We can set a topic for it. So like if we want to talk about barbecue and stuff. And I'll let that do its thing. And we've also got a real-time chat as well. But it's a real mix of features here, Chris. Like we've got a lot. We've got a lot in this app at the moment. And I guess like something to try today is simplify it a little bit. Here's the course. So you can hit start and there's a nice little image generated by Replicate, and then the quiz is generated by ChatGPT. So it's pretty, like, we've got some cool features, some real-time chat, etc., but it's a bit of a mix. So what did we decide on? And I'll move to our Google Doc. So we did a bit of a plan this morning, and we figured out a couple of things that we think that we need to start fixing up. So first of all, just sort of figuring out our landing page and the design that we're going to do. It seems like there's a little bit of like inconsistency with design right now. So we want to try and figure out how to make that a little bit better. We're then going to add country switches. Maybe you could explain that in a sec, Chris. And then a few more features just to make this feel a little bit more like a game. So like one of the things, just like looking at like other obvious applications on the market that do language stuff, there's a lot of like game incentivized stuff. So it'd be cool to try and figure out how we can steal some features from other apps and incorporate it in here as well. But I think the biggest thing is probably the country switcher, Chris, honestly.
Yeah, and the thinking here is, so we initially built this app as a generic I want to learn Spanish application, but we think it could make sense to differentiate a bit and find a slightly different angle. And the thinking here is that maybe we can focus on actually teaching people the necessary slang, the sort of like local expressions of the different Spanish-speaking countries that you can visit. Because the truth is that there's quite a bit of difference between the stuff you would need to learn to be able to sort of speak colloquially if you're going to go to Argentina versus what you would need to be able to sort of go into a bar and have a conversation with a local person in Barcelona versus what will be useful in Mexico City. So it's all Spanish, but they all have like different expressions and different words, different slang terms. So we're thinking that maybe there's a twist here where we make this language be more for that sort of like street or like nomadic expressions that will help you connect to the local people in each of these Spanish-speaking countries. That's the thinking a bit.
Yeah, I can only speak from experience, but learning Argentinian Spanish here in Buenos Aires is a lot different to what they kind of teach on Duolingo. And also, like as Chris said, if I go to Barcelona or Spain right now, there's a lot of words that are different that if I start speaking them, I imagine like a lot of people aren't going to understand what I'm saying. So hopefully this app is for everybody who's thinking of going to Spain or Argentina in the future. I guess we could just get started building, right? Is there anything else you wanted to cover at all before we get started?
No, I think that's it. So maybe, as you said, Harry, start with building the landing page with this sort of more niche or focused differentiated offering, and then add the country switcher, right? That will make it possible for users to sort of decide what country they want to focus on to learn the local expressions. There was something here about like adding threads to chats. We also want to make the creation of quizzes an admin-only feature for us, right? So we want to like, it's currently exposed to everyone, but we want to make that a feature that only us uses to generate the content in a more efficient way. And then some cool stuff like adding a leaderboard and adding some monetization, like by integrating Stripe and defining what is included in the free and the paid tier. And then maybe some launch prep at the end. But yeah, let's start. Let's get started, man. I mean, time is running out already. We're 10 minutes in and we haven't even prompted one. So yeah, let's get started.
Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna jump into Lovable, and I'm just gonna have a look at what we've got so far. So I think actually we did in the design make this kind of landing page that kind of is what we're doing, but I think we're going to need to change it out quite a bit because it looks to me like it's still around our old ideas. So I'm going to switch to chat mode straight away, and I'm just basically going to say like, I want to just check the structure of the project so that if someone isn't logged in, they will see the landing page. And if they're logged in, they'll go to the dashboard. So this is a pretty simple one. Just like making sure that our routes are set up. So if somebody lands on the base URL of the website, they're gonna see the landing page. Because right now they see the login, and I just want to make sure that this is the page that always pops up. So the reason I use chat here is just to like kind of give it an idea of like what's our existing structure, what's the context it needs to look at. And it looks like it's got a bit of a plan together, so I'm gonna go for it.
So in this case, Harry, why did you use chat mode? Particularly, I'm curious.
So like, yeah, maybe the AI doesn't have context of like how everything's put together within that app. And in this case, with chat mode, you can see it goes through and looks through a lot of the code base to just see like, okay, how is this all set up so far? My question is directed at that as well. Like, can you check the structure of the project? And then afterwards, it can put a plan together of like, okay, now that I kind of know what's going on and I have the context, I can put together the change in a better route. Because sometimes if you just prompt like, hey, can you just change the routes and everything? It's like, it's a bit of a 50-50, depending on how big the app is.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we're just going to go through here. And I used to never use chat mode, and then Chris started telling me, I'm using chat mode loads, I need to give it a Cool. Perfect. Okay, and that now loads. Cool. So if I go here, why is that real thing?
So you want to be basically redirected automatically into the application version if you're logged in. That's what
Yep.
you're trying to do. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and also just make sure that like whenever they're visiting the root URL, they're not seeing that this login thing straight away, right? We want to just direct them to that afterwards. I'm not even showing my tab. Right now, if you look on the app here, whenever we visit this root URL, it's redirecting us to the login page. So I just want to make sure that whenever that happens, like this, for example, now that the change is done, we come straight to the landing page first.
Yeah,
Then if we click sign up, we go and see that login page.
makes sense. Makes sense.
Cool. So let's just stop this because I think we already made that change. So we don't need to make these further changes. Now that it works, let's go back to him. Cool. Okay, let's start making some changes. So I think from the root and the planning that I saw, we have everything on the same page. Index, and we've got the hero section, the features section. Yep. So this is a lot of code for Lovable to handle. So I think what I'll do here is just ask it to like refactor the index page into smaller, more organized components. That way we can go through each one component by component and change them rather than asking Lovable to rewrite the file.
And this is you having an intuition that, like, what does refactoring mean for those that don't know?
Yeah. So, like, if we showed you guys a code example, you'll see in, not this one, but this one, you see here how this index page where we have the landing page has nearly 300 lines of code. And shout out to my boyfriend Lovable, Alex, who, if you remember from another live stream, told us that AI really struggles with like context and really big files. So just like being able to refactor these into more individual components means that we can now make more smaller incremental changes, but faster as well. I can just ask it to change the landing hero now, and we have a component for that. Same with features, etc.
And that's why sometimes Lovable will basically ask you whether it's okay if it can proceed with refactoring, which basically means breaking it into smaller files, because it gets aware that a file is becoming very long, and it suggests you to go ahead and break it into smaller segments.
And let's look at that, right? Like we've got now all of these now in their nice own components, and our index is like 40 lines long from 300. And we have all of these cool little components imported, which is super helpful. Let's start getting this up to date. So I want to just look at the design here again and figure out what kind of theme to go with. I don't know if you have any ideas, Chris, of
yeah, actually, I don't dislike the theme we have now. We could make it a
really?
bit more. Yeah, I think it's like, it's not terrible. I feel like it's already like playful enough, but I think it could do with some improvements. But I don't think we're totally off track, if you know what I mean.
That definitely makes sense. First of all, let's do something like let's crow optimize the hero. So crow is short for conversion rate optimize. Need the wording to be around, and we're gonna be building now something a little bit different.
Around
So I
learning the
think
local slang.
perfect, thank you.
Something about
difference.
learning the actual practical Spanish, or
It's like conversational, right?
yeah,
In a sense. So
like survival
go.
Spanish or pragmatic Spanish.
Yes, yeah. Let's use that survival Spanish. I really like that.
Cool.
Really
There's
like
a question here by Nick that I think I'm just gonna bring up in the screen and answer. So Nick just started using Lovable, and he's asking whether or like how to integrate with other APIs like GPT. I guess that's like OpenAI, and how API keys are managed securely. So the way to do this is you want to connect to Supabase first, and we already have done that with this project a couple sessions back. And what that will unlock is it will unlock using what Supabase calls edge functions, which are basically endpoints that run in the server side of things in the backend that can that are super useful to connect to third-party services that might require an API key. And you don't have to think about this too much. Once you connect to Supabase and prompt that you want to use something like the OpenAI API to do X task, then Lovable will know what to do. It will write edge function for you. It will ask you to provide the secret key that will be stored safely in Supabase. So you won't have to paste it in the chat directly, and it won't be available in the client, which is really what you want. You don't want to expose that in the front end, so to speak. So I'm looking at the comment here with your update. That's exactly, and you can add the keys directly through the chat, but it's a specific form that is made to receive those keys and configure them for you in Supabase, so you don't have to do it yourself.
You can just prompt like this, add a key for OpenAI, and it will bring up the UI for you to do it.
Yeah.
What's everybody saying in chat? How can we improve this app? Any ideas? Let us know.
Wow, that's cool. That's out there, Harry. Love it. I love the YC orange you went for there. Yeah, I love it. So how did you get the animation there? Was it P5JS?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you think we should have emoji flags, or do you like these more blocky flags?
I don't know. I don't like emojis. I think adding emojis makes things look cheap, honestly. So I think I prefer I prefer these.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'm maybe gonna get rid of the gaudy orange because it's a little bit strong for me. This is cool. I like how it's worded this as well. Get survival phrases now. Try emergency phrases. That's very cool. Direction, shopping, dining.
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect.
I love that. I think that encapsulates what we want. That's super cool.
Do
you feel the orange? Do you feel the orange is it weird to have this strong orange with the Ruta blue that we set last time? Or...
Yeah, I think I might have to flick it back.
And actually, there's a very good point by someone in chat. What's up, Doc says, why is France and Italy there? We need to show Spanish-speaking countries only, probably.
Yep, only show. I swear I put that in the prompt. I got trolled, I think. Let's see. Yeah. The flags should only be for Spanish speaking. Flag colors.
Yeah. So there's a question by Amir in chat asking what JS libraries are available in Lovable. So the beauty with Lovable is we use React in the front end, and there's something called npm packages, which are basically small libraries that you can install that add capabilities to your application. And there's a bunch of them. I think P5JS, the one that is enabling these animations we have in the background of the hero, that's one package. Supabase is another package. virtually anything. Drag and drop functionalities, that's a package. Specific kinds of animations, there will be packages. If you want a confetti, that's a package. And if you just prompt for what you want, Lovable will very likely just install the package for you in the background and sort of unlock that capability. So you don't have to, like, by default, everything is supported. All these NPM packages are supported in Lovable. You just have to prompt for them. And maybe you know a specific NPM package that you know will unlock certain thing, and you can probably mention it in the chat so Lovable installs that exact one you're looking for. So I would definitely explore like NPM packages and what they unlock.
Lovable.dev/integrations as well. There's a good list of stuff supported by the team.
Yes.
Can I use edit here?
So there's a question here by Veronica. Did you all need to upgrade Supabase to paid sub due to excess egress data within 1 day or a short period when working on this development? So
I can say that if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
It sounds to me like you have something very process heavy running with an edge function or something like that. Because like your Postgres and Supabase free plan should accommodate a lot. So it must be that there's something that's doing a lot of calculations there to have pushed your plan out, or you have a bunch of users, at which point you probably do need to upgrade. Either way. Yeah, don't know if there's anything else to add there, Chris.
No, I think, I mean, it could be that what you're building is very compute heavy, so to speak, and it's using a lot of resources. And that might mean we might need to upgrade. I haven't built, I think, anything extremely compute heavy, but I've never been facing that problem.
Edge functions they give and they take. Cool. I think we've got all the flags here now. I'm just going to add a small effect to give it a little bit of interactivity. D5.js is super good for these kind of things because you can just create like really cool little hero animations quite quickly. It is quite a big file, so we could refactor that in the future. Cool.
So there's a couple people asking what software we use for these streams, and it's Restream. That's the one we've been using. It's worked pretty well. To be honest, it's the only one I know of. I've never used anything else, but it's been working quite well. I don't know, Harry, if you know any other options, but
Restream, honestly, really good. If you have multiple social media channels, I think it's been really useful for these ones so far, right? Despite it being our first time a couple of times. Cool. Adding in a little bit more, and then I'm going to start thinking about the next sections. Probably it's a good.
Yeah, we can update based on the features we know we're going to keep, probably update the feature list, or what are you thinking?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I was just going to grab our list here as well. Language switching for different country. I gave it a good shot. There we go. Chat mode and being able to chat. Quizzes for different scenarios. Profile plus progress, and then there's a leaderboard as well. Let's update the landing page to accommodate all these new features. Feel free to rewrite components and make new ones. Okay, so whenever I'm about to make a large change, I'll do chat mode because it scares me sometimes to just let Lovable go loose. Again, here it's just like using chat mode to like feed context of what's going on and what you have so far in terms of components. So let's see what it can do with this little plan and our new features. Oh no, oops.
What happened?
I just got thrown. No. Nice. Oh. Let's go to here.
You do hard
Let's-
refresh, Harry?
Yeah, doing it. And we should be good.
I'll answer this question by Nick. So how do you guys recommend people using Lovable when working on existing apps? So we don't support that today. That's the short answer. We only support apps that you have created within Lovable. Yeah, we might change that in the future, but for now, yeah, we sort of kept it to supporting 0 to 1 and not existing repositories.
There's a lot of power to doing it in Lovable as well. You tend to find as well, if you have like some of those database structures already set up, it's actually quite easy to connect a kind of new front end that you can make in a couple of days with Lovable and it replace or take over part of your app.
Yeah. So while you run that prompt, Harry, maybe you can answer this one, Harry. It's Marcus asking, how does Supabase function as a backend? I thought it was only database and authentication.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things under the hood that Supabase does. You can have so many different things on top of that. So there's like storage, where you can like store files, you can store tables, you can do auth for storing user profiles and data, and then edge functions for running a backend. It's built on like a really good level of compliance and security. So it kind of handles everything that you need to do in terms of like a backend functionality and connect to other providers as well, like Stripe and OpenAI, etc. They support some cool other things, like you can do embeddings for data and like RAG retrieval stuff. And then you can also have real time as well, where they'll like broadcast in real time, like database changes. So there's a lot of really cool tech built under it. I'm super impressed. I know it's like, I think it's used by a lot of startups these days as their like preferred choice of backend. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Christian, but
No,
I
yeah, I
think
mean,
it's pretty
a
popular.
lot of startups and a lot of companies rely on Supabase. It's definitely like a battle-tested backend.
Yeah, it's great, but so it's a
Shout out
pretty
to
big
Vivo.
change with us today.
What's up,
Nice.
Vivor? Good to see you in the
What's up,
chat.
Vivo? What are you guys building in Lovable? I'd be interested to know if any of you in chat have been using this technology at all, and what you found it useful for, use case wise, or anything you're trying to build maybe as well. Be cool to hear. Okay. This is a good time to grab the old charger.
So what are you working on now? You are implementing, the new features into the landing page. Makes sense. There's a lot of flags,
it's
man.
a really-
I feel like the flags get more and more. They just there's just raining flags.
It's never ending, eh? Oh my god. Not my best P5JS implementations to say the least, but we're at time limit. I think we're generating a bunch of stuff though from the looks of things. It's a lot of code right now.
Oh yeah, it's Sonnet 3.7 being more ambitious than usual. It's just a monster at creating code. It's incredible.
Really? That's cool. So what did we do here? Let's have a look if we made any big changes. Ooh. Okay. What? These some crazy changes. I was not expecting any of this. Okay. Yeah, this looks really cool. Wow.
Wow. Look at Sonnet 3.7 just go. Look at that.
Dude, that's
incredible.
crazy.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
I'm super happy with that. What about you? That's incredible.
Okay, this is a quick question by someone in the chat, Harry. Somebody's asking how Handable handles routing, which library. I don't think we use a library, but maybe you can open up the code. I think it's the app TSX in the editor. We show them.
Let's go to dev mode.
A good excuse to open up dev mode, yeah. And I think it's app TSX.
Yeah, we should be,
so
right.
See,
and then these are the
yeah, so I think we do use. Do we use Tanstack?
Browser Ruta?
No, so we use React Router, it seems, and Tanstack React Query. I'm not exactly I'm not super knowledgeable in the specifics of Tanstack and how much we're relying on it, but you will see here that the routes are defined in this app TSX file. So /dashboard, that will open up the app sidebar and the dashboard. You see the /chat, that will open up the app sidebar and the chat component. So if you want to get the source of truth of how routes are being handled, I think I would recommend taking a look at the app TSX file.
Code mode. You can really see the workings of your app here. Cool. Let's jump out of here. Okay. I'm super proud of Claude 3.7 here because it's killed it.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Look at that.
It's basically the UI we need for the app as well, if you kind of think about it.
Actually, we could just literally just screenshot it, right?
Yeah.
We can just screenshot and be
Give me that. This looks all great. Cool.
It did the switcher as well, Harry.
Yeah, that's why I was going crazy at the beginning. I was like, what?
We just need to make sure it's So maybe, Harry, should we decide, because I think we won't have a lot of time to add all these all the languages. So should we add maybe we support, I don't know, Argentinian for sure, maybe Mexican, and then we make the rest coming soon? Or what do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense. For the generative stuff, we can still do different languages. It would just be course generation. We would need the different languages generated by us. So yes, I guess we're gonna have to see, right? Depending on time, where we can get with this. It's gonna segue into using edit mode there to get this done. I'm wondering here if the landing page is done already in some sense. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I think we can polish later, but I think the
base is here.
We'll have to connect it to the actual data and the leaderboard once we have. Should we maybe do the pricing?
That's not a bad idea, actually. Okay, quick decisions then in terms of flow. Do we want them to have to log in and create an account first and then purchase and they can try out the app? Or can they try the app out? I guess they sign up and then they can upgrade in their account, right? In the dashboard.
Yeah, I think yeah. And I think, what do you think, Harry? Maybe you sign up, you get some, we have a freemium basically, which gives you access to some courses, and it gives you maybe a number of credits for the AI chat. And then once you run out of AI credits, then you'll be sort of prompted to upgrade. So maybe there's really just two plans maybe for now, or.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. One day enterprise. Cool. Cool. Somebody asked how it's different from Cursor. I'd be interested to know your answer to that.
Oh yeah, I think that's a very good question. So how are we different from Cursor? So I think we want. I think we're targeting users that want to conversationally build apps all the way from idea to first functional version, and even go beyond that. People that don't want to see the code. Sometimes not. It's because they're not interested, but it's also because they maybe are less technical than somebody that would use an IDE like Cursor or Windsurf. And we're also we have the luxury of being able to focus on a specific tech stack. So we don't support everything out there. When you're building Lovable, as of today, you're building on like a React front end that uses Vite, that uses ShatCN as a component library. So we're very focused on these on this tech stack, and we can make things work quite reliably because we have this focus. There is some trade-offs. Obviously, Lovable is not as flexible as an IDE that can basically build anything in any language. But that's not our focus. Our focus is just to enable people to get from 0 to 1 and like from 1 and beyond without having to think about all the underlying technologies. I would say that's the main difference.
Yep. It's like a higher level of abstraction, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Like we try to go, I guess, one level higher than Cursor, and leaning on the sort of, I guess, vibe coding movement where it's you chat and you get changes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so there's just some little breakage here. Usually that's like horizontal scroll issues, so I'm just going to see if I can fix that up. I'm asking chat mode because I like it to take into context of everything again before it makes like a really big change, because asking it to fix something so broadly here, check the landing page and see if there's any horizontal bugs. It could just go start editing a bunch of stuff without really taking into account everything. So we'll wait for this.
Shout out to Alex in the chat. Alex from the Lovable team.
Oh yeah.
We might have to like look at actually what we're promising here in the landing page. I'm seeing weekly challenges, country teams, learning streaks. We're not sure we'll have time to implement all this. So.
Yeah, we need to refine. We need to refine for sure. Okay, that fixed the error, which is cool. So let's go to login, and then I'm just going to say, based on the style of the landing page, please update the auth components. And again, I'm just going to turn on chat because I want it to scan all of my code and see what the hell auth's doing, rather than just making changes straight away. And also coming up with a bit of a plan of how it's going to move the design over from page to page. This extra thinking is always super useful for me. Fake it till you make it, lol, says Amir. Lol, lol, lol. Al Salon says, came in late. How long did it take you to get to the stage, Chris?
So we've been building this throughout a couple sessions. So we didn't build everything you see today. It's been, I think this is the 4th session, and this is going to be the longest one. We're going to try to actually build the whole thing and launch it tomorrow. So, but yeah, we've done big changes though. We basically redid the entire landing page in one prompt. Shout out to 3.7.
A lot of people are asking, do we make the front end in 30 minutes? I mean, we made this in 30 minutes, albeit we had a little bit of structure beforehand, but it's been pretty quick so far to get to a decent point. Shout out to Nad for this design stuff. Helped us out last session if you want to see how to get close to this. Okay, wow, this is much better. Okay.
Oh, dude, it's so beautiful, right? You can just tell it, like, make it consistent with the designs you've done elsewhere, and it just nails it. It's so nice.
Straight away. Yeah. 3.7 has really, like, it feels a lot better as well at design. I think we said that a lot. So it's been really cool. Nice flag display. I'm going to tone down the flag dropping stuff, but I think having it for the auth component would be cool as well.
Yeah. So there's somebody called Talking Investing that is asking, how does Lovable handle multiple tables in Supabase? It handles it out of the box. So Lovable knows exactly what you have in Supabase. it will often create the tables for you in Supabase, and there's no issue. It's pretty normal to have 3, 5, 10, 20 tables, depending on the sort of the data that you want to store in your app. So super normal, no issues.
Nice.
So some examples here, like for this app, we probably have a table for the user profiles. We'll have a table for the quizzes. We have a table for the chat as well, for the messages. So it's a couple tables already in this application alone.
Yeah. We're still on design for now though. Cool. I like this. Let's just check that the form still works. It should do though. Oop.
Harry, do you know how much like P5, like these animations you love adding? Do you know how much it like does it have an impact on the memory of your browser? Or
I mean, it's hard to say really. I find that like it's something that you don't want to add across like the entirety of your app. But it is something you could put just in the hero of the landing page or just as an extra feature in a login. And because like there's not really a lot happening on this page, I know that it's going to be okay performance wise, but like I wouldn't want to use it as something like across the entire app. Because yeah, you're right. It can cause some issues. And you want to be kind of sparing using it. It's weird, weird ass bug where I click the email and it's going into the chat window. Do you see this? It's so weird. Let's open this up and I'll log in here. Oh, okay. It's looking fine. Let's log in for now. Okay, so the input fields are non-enterable. That's fine. Okay, the auth input fields do not enter anything. Make sure typed text is black as well. So thinking of the 2 steps ahead here, like one telling Lovable there's an issue with a certain thing, and then also my guess is that it's because the text isn't black. So just double check, like covering both bases there. Lovable should be able to come in and fix this for us.
so what's the issue, Harry? You're writing in the email address and it's popping up in the chat on the side.
Yeah, no, I can't seem to see anything when I'm typing. So I'm wondering what's actually happening. Let's have a look. So we'll use my friend chat mode here and we'll say, please find out why when I type in auth, nothing happens, not even blinking, maybe something is. If you don't know, go to chat mode. Now, as we said, I'm building multi-agent ecosystems. Says he's building multi-agent ecosystems using Lovable. Been finding ways to enabling the learning capabilities, say using deep reinforcement learning. Any advice, champs? Agents wise, like there's a really cool API called Browser Use online. They have a really cool and easy way to help create like web agents. So you can check them out. I've had success implementing them with Lovable. Reinforcement learning, I think you would need to do on like your own backend. Let's get through this fix.
Tiger's joining us in the chat and the live stream. Hey, Tiger, how's it going?
Yes.
Well, we can't hear you.
We can't hear
you.
Is this better?
There
Yes.
we go.
Nice.
There you go. Loud and clear.
Nice. Lovely to be here. I'm a bit late, but
How's it going, man?
it's going good. I just finished cleaning my room, and I came from the gym, cleaned my room, and now I'm here. So yeah, excited to be here. For people that don't know, I joined last week as an engineer to help make Lovable better. So yeah, we are crushing it.
Nice. So Tiger, I don't know if you have the
Very
context
cool.
there on what we're building, but we're basically,
Let me know.
we've been building, yeah, I'll tell you. So we've been building this language app across a number of sessions. It's basically a language app for people that want to learn practical, pragmatic Spanish. So the idea today is to do a longer stream and just like finish everything and launch it tomorrow morning. So we have a long list of features we're trying to get through. So we'll see.
Very, very
Yeah.
cool. Very, very cool. It's also nice to to show people how it is building a real app, and they can ask questions. How does this work? How does that work? And we're not just building another little to-do app here. So that's really nice. Nice to see.
Yeah, we're getting a ton of questions from the chat, so we'll have to get also your help here answering all of these.
All right. Should I do it via YouTube, or should I do? Is it possible to?
No, so you'll see the questions pop up. So there's one here by Amir. It's not a question, saying your room looks very clean. So.
Oh no, that's just a visual background. My room is still a little bit messy. That's just a virtual background. My room is still a bit messy.
Yeah, so TD Delaja is asking, do you have a product that is built and launched by Lovable and scaled? Harry, do you want to take this one?
I can talk about the app that we've built. So last year, a co-founder and I built an app in Lovable without the beautiful Superbase integration or any of the great things that you see now. We were talking about that the other day. And we launched on Product Hunt and had 7,000 users on the first day, ramping up over the weekend. Now we get about 200 people using the app daily to help rename their files with AI. So it's called renameify.co if you want to check that out. And yeah, we had a lot of fun building it in Lovable. It was really quick. Built the entire front end in 3 days, if you can imagine.
Very, very cool. I'm wondering, by the way, for styling, what are you using here? Is it the new design system called, like, it's built on top of ShadCM? I think it's called Neo-Brutalism.
Yeah, Neo-Brutalism.
Neo-Brutalism, exactly. Yeah. That one is so cool.
Kind of got this cartoony game kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like playing a video game or something.
Exactly. I'm a big fan of retro games, like from the 90s and stuff, like that type of design. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see it. I want to build something with it myself. Maybe I should use Lovable instead of actually writing code like I love to do.
So there's a question here by Harsh asking, can you deploy with the starter level? I guess the starter plan. I don't see the deploy button. So it's not called deploy. Harsh is called publish, I think. It should be at the top right of your editor. And that will deploy the front end for you. And if you want a custom domain, you'll still have to do that externally. And maybe then the easiest way of doing this, and we have documentation that covers it, is like connecting it to GitHub and then using something like Vercel or Netlify to link the repository to a custom domain. But we'll be shipping some exciting stuff, hopefully very soon, that will make this much easier, and you'll be able to do this without leaving Lovable. So keep tuned.
So we're going to start doing some back-end stuff now. You can see that we pulled a lot of the cool features over from the landing page, but we don't have any of this implemented. So I'm going to add some progress tracking to user profiles now.
Mm-hmm.
and we can then start doing some data stuff. So non-devs, the hard part at times is how to prompt Lovable to fix issues, where a dev will know exactly what to ask. True. I also think there's some value in understanding what Lovable's doing, even at a very high level. Like, I don't come in and read the code every day here, but it is handy just to know, like, what is a component? What are we putting here together? What is an API? And just knowing some of these, like, smaller parts of the technology at, like, a very high abstraction level will help you put them together for sure.
But what's your take, Harry? Like for me, I think this is just going to be less and less of an issue. I think as models get better, as they get more grounded on the code and the repository, I think it will be less important that you know the internals as a technical person. I think this is happening. Like it's going to happen pretty fast, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't looked at one component this stream so far, right? We've just been adding our features and letting Lovable do all the coding. So here we are. Cool. So Lovable's now added the bits and bobs for us. I'm just going to check this SQL. I think the beauty of this will be, as you say, Chris, at some point is like we'll be looking at this and like I won't even need to know what the bloody hell's going on, you know? We'll just like the AI will just take care of everything, massage you through the entire experience. Cool. Remove any items that aren't related to live data from Supabase in the dashboard. We've got a lot of just like random junk that's being generated here, so I'm gonna just let Lovable delete anything that isn't relevant to what we have in terms of features, because I don't want to overwhelm us too much.
Nice. And also just maybe the previous question. So you talked, Harry, about stuff you've deployed and had real users on, but we also have the launched.lovable.app site where you can check what other people are building and launching. And it's like a sort of leaderboard of popular Lovable apps that people are uploading. So I suggest you also take a look there.
Great way to get visibility in your first few users if you're a first-time founder or you're launching your first product for the first time and you want to find people to test. It's a really good resource for that. Really good resource.
Yeah. Maybe there's a question here by Sarah asking, where can we find more info on connecting Google SSO to live apps? Not testing, connected everything to Supabase, but I'm still having issues. Could you point me to some guides as I tried to chat with Lovable, but the instructions were not 100% clear? Harry, have you done this before? I think you have.
Yeah, so there's two parts to it really. One is we need to go to the console browser for the cloud, for your Google Cloud account. Sounds very weird, but if you just go to, I think it's cloud.google.com or console.google.com, around here you'll find like a place where you'll have your project and you just type in API into the search bar, enable that, and then click create credentials. And it's those credentials you need to copy over to Lovable. Chat mode is your friend in Lovable. Use that to get clear instructions on what you need to do. But also ChatGPT, and just using like the online search feature to kind of help put some steps together as to how you might approach that. But we need to do a video, Chris, I think, at some point.
Yeah, we should
do
definitely.
a video.
There's an interesting reflection here by Matthew. The issue they're having with Lovable is that they don't get the pages to index on Google. Tiger, maybe this is something, I don't know if you know how if we're doing anything here. I think we're quite in like quite early. We haven't really like focused on this, but definitely something maybe we should start thinking about more.
Yeah, I think it's something we should start thinking about more. I honestly don't know how we do it. It's something to look into, because I do know that we're building like a React application. So it could be that it's just on the client and it's not on the server, because when it's server side, the crawlers can actually find those pages. So we might need to do, build it differently. Maybe not just go, React on the client. Those are some technical details, but it's something that we should for sure eventually look into. And also considering our North Star is that our users themselves are successful. So that's definitely going to be included eventually, because you can't really build, a very, very successful product unless you have some, touch to the SEO parts.
Yeah, no, I think we're definitely like as the editor gets better, we want to start covering like problems that users will start having with like that are more related around like how do I distribute my apps? How do I make sure users find my app when searching? How do I get my first users? And I think like making sure the apps are are SEO friendly. I think it's definitely something we will start taking more seriously. Super interesting and timely question by Andre de Freitas. How can you edit things without consuming a message every time? Do I need to go via GitHub, or is there any other way? So yeah, Harry, maybe you can show off a little bit of what the options are. And I think we just released dev mode, which you can enable in labs, and maybe you can showcase that as well.
Yeah, that's the plan. Let's jump into it. So to show you how easy it is to change things now, it's as simple as if I wanted to change the copy on my hero section, for example, just coming to components, I'm looking for the landing page, which I know where the hero is going to be. A hero is just web speak for the first section of a website. I'll click in here, and then I can see the text. Maybe I want to change this from master to master, just for to show you for her sake. And then we click Save Changes. And Lovable should then commit that as a live change to the code. We can also come to Edit. And I can select one of these elements. Maybe I want to change the color at this button. And then I can click Background. And we've got a bunch of colors here from the Tailwind themes. But also, I can choose my own custom one if I want to as well. Shout out Mil and Nad, who were working hard on this one. And you can then just hit save, and that will overwrite as well. Edits are free, and I think code changes are free as well, Christian, from what I remember.
Yeah, both 0 tokens. That's something we have to highlight.
Code editing is for paid users as of today, though. You need to be in a paid account.
Cool. Sweet. So we've got some chat threading here already, interestingly. I didn't realize we had this feature. That's cool. So I can delete that, and it comes here. Cool. Let's add the chat threading into the top of the section. I'm just going direct Lovable here, so I'll just click here and then hit enter.
Oh, there's a great tip by Ariel. She says that she always adds prompt, like the prompt follow SEO best practices. Exactly, yeah. Follow, so
Nice.
it adds it to the pages. Yeah, that should help to an extent, but we should also look into the technical aspects at Lovable, how we do things for sure.
Ariel in managed lodge here as well. Across whatever you're doing without worrying. Nice suggestion, Ariel. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and Sarah here is saying you can also ask Lovable to create a sitemap and robot TXT file. That would also improve rankability.
Yeah, that one is really important, by the way. That one is really, really good. we should maybe even add that to our documentation if we haven't. I'm gonna take some notes because sitemap and robot txt is a bit sort of hardcore SEO stuff, but it helps a lot.
So we're sort of just jumping from feature to feature here, but I started cleaning up the chat for our threading.
Yeah, and on dev mode. So if you want to edit files, it's still an experimental. Like the code viewer should be available for everyone, but editing files is still an experimental feature that you can enable by going to user account settings and then enabling the code dev mode, basically. So Harry has done that already. So if you're not seeing, like if you're not able to edit your files, don't worry, just go to accounts, settings, and then try to enable the dev mode. That should do the trick.
That should do the trick. Oh, I'm feeling tired already. I'm gonna need some coffee. Let me know. Get through this.
Yeah, we're 1 hour in, Harry. So I mean, I think we've been quite productive. But yeah, just aware of
Thanks.
of the time ticking by. I think we're getting through some stuff.
So let's go back to that list. So maybe it's a good little opportunity just to update our tasks. So we've got a landing page.
Can you make it a bit larger, Harry?
We've got
Zoom
a
in a
general
bit.
design update. Here we are. I'm now in progress on this one. This one still needs to go. Can you guys see the zoom in on this? Yeah, right?
I can see it.
Cool. We have kind of added this. This is also in progress. This one we haven't done. We've got to do monetization still. Prep we have done, kind of. We've got to finish off the final details. And then we're going to do all that SEO and open graph magic at the end. I think we're getting there. I'm hopeful. Hey?
Hell yeah.
I'm hopeful. Oh yeah. Vamos. Okay. Let's go back to level.
Yeah, does the chat threading work? I'm curious.
Kind of.
I guess if you send some messages, it will be interesting to see. Is everything tilted? Like, how do you feel about that, Harry? That feels janky. It feels weird.
It's weird ass tilting right now.
It feels a bit playful, though. I will say a little bit playful.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this though. Look, they're kissing almost, aren't they?
My OCD is like triggering hardcore with this.
Yeah. Okay, that's another chat. Cool. That works. Nice. Look at that. We didn't even know we had this feature and we've got it. That is perfect. Great when you've already done things previous streams. Thank you. Thank you, past streams. Okay. So this is pretty big, this component. I might ask Level to refactor it. The chat message one. Let's see. Cool. Just see if our old features still work. They do.
Yeah, this is something interesting with lovables.
Hola, parece que estás probando el hilo.
Nice. It worked.
Cool.
Nice. Whoa.
It worked.
No, I was going to
That's
say
cool.
is that you currently have to do manual testing when adding features and to just like check the integrity of features you might already have added. It would be so nice if Lovable could do this for you somehow, right? Maybe that's like a suite of tests that run in the background. To just make sure you
That would
don't-
be amazing.
And I think you've been experimenting a little bit on this, Harry, right?
Yes.
New projects.
Shout out to Saville and the team at Gumroad. They put together this really cool app called Short Test, which allows you to do QA with natural language and AI agents. So you can see here, you just write the test in English, give it the username and password, and an AI agent gets spun up and does the testing for you. So definitely something to check out if you want to figure out how to add testing to these AI projects, especially when getting the AI to write unit tests. Sometimes it even deletes the unit test. So we need new technology to try and help us figure that problem out. When I click suggest to start a phrase, I want you to use an OpenAI endpoint to suggest a survival Spanish phrase and put it into chat.
Yeah, because the magic AI enhance thing in the composer that's disabled, I guess, because there's no messages to, or
I think it's also broken. We might need to fix that.
Or maybe it depends on history. Actually, it could be that it needs to have
some chat or something.
Yeah.
That could be it. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Interesting, actually. My name is Harry. Just check this feature.
So actually, the I think I remember, Harry, how this works. It takes the history and then suggests something. I don't think it takes into account your message. If that makes sense, I think.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, chat threading works, which is cool. These two lines being off is slightly annoying. We want to fix that. We've got an edge function deployed that's going to ask OpenAI to generate one practical survival Spanish phrase that we can use to practice in chat mode. Cool.
How's your Spanish, Tiger?
My Spanish is bad. I used to do some when I was still in Sweden. You could pick like a secondary language, and I actually picked Spanish. Hola, muy bien. A little bit, not much. Yeah.
I think I'm sensing a first customer, Harry. I don't know you.
Yes.
Yeah, como estas was the main thing too. Como estas. Yeah.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, ¿cómo estás?
But you speak Spanish, right, Christian?
Yeah, we both do. Yeah, I definitely speak some Spanish. Yeah, I grew up in Spain, so and Harry now is like basically nationalized Argentinian.
Yep, I'm
cool.
basically Argentinian now.
Oh, you relocated?
Yeah, I was nomading out here, and then met my wife, and then I've been here since. Beautiful country. Shout out to everybody in chat from Buenos Aires. You're all cool. Everybody in chat's cool, actually. But
how many Spanish speakers do we have in chat? I think that would be interesting.
That'd be interesting, yeah. Well, how many of you speak a second language? I wonder if there's many bilinguals here.
I speak German, Swedish, and English.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, yeah.
It's a mix.
Okay, so what are you adding now? You're adding the global language switcher, which we had added to the landing page, but
yes,
now you're adding.
So I've asked it. I asked it in chat mode, hey, can you just go get that language switcher we've already got, and then come and implement that into the app here. So chat mode put that plan together, and then I've just implemented it so that it gets added. And we're getting closer now to feature parity. Okay, this is cool. So we can change down here what we want. And then let's just add this to the chat now. So I'm going to do chat mode only again, because I love getting these plans put together sometimes when I'm doing big feature changes and big feature additions. So in chat mode now, based on our global language switcher preference, let's add a dialect of Spanish to each request. I.E. Mexico. I think that'd be good enough, actually.
And yeah, so it's dialect. Do we also want to prompt it to focus, like to just be super focused on like expression, like local expressions and slang?
Yeah, that's a great way to improve, actually. Yep. What we can do here is, because I did a plan and not a direct change, we can get it to change its plan up a bit to incorporate those extra additions of yours. So it's make sure when we pass the language preference, we're also getting the chat to use local/slang Spanish for not survival, because it will do something stupid, I think, there, but getting the chat to use local/slang Spanish for that country. See how we go. Yeah, and I'll put adapt this plan to make sure when we pass.
Nice. Oh, it's looking good. Looking good.
Yeah, it's coming together. Coming together.
A question here by Angelo. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but basically he's asking, is there any way to use Lovable together with Chakra UI? I tried, but it keeps using Tailwind. So yes, it is possible, I think, but you will, like, we basically prompted Lovable to stick to using Tailwind. So it will probably take a lot of stubbornness to force it to use a different component library. So we might in the future start supporting more component libraries, but for now we sort of have gone for this one stack that we really want to work well. So you can do it, but it's going to take a bit of you'll struggle probably a little bit.
Yeah, I would honestly not recommend it if possible, because of the potential unpredictable struggles.
This is pretty cool here. So asking Lovable to improve the prompts based on Christian's suggestion. It's actually now like gone a level deeper. So it's put some example words in there,
Yes, nice.
which is quite cool.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
Expressions, tonal, everything. I'm really surprised, actually. What did it say for Spain? Vosotros. Nice. Coche. Ordenador. Nice. I saw there's a Chileño in chat. Dato, I see you. A Chileño. For those who don't know, the country I'm in, Argentina, has a very, I would say it's more comical a relationship with Chile. So yeah, a bit of fun.
Cool. Maybe there's a question here by Harsh Shilfks. They're asking, what's a good API for long report generations? Many APIs are struggling to complete generating the full report. So I'm not sure I 100% understand the question, but I think it's maybe something about you wanting to generate a very extensive, verbose report based on some inputs, and maybe some of the APIs endpoints you're using are just timing out.
Yep.
I actually don't know. I don't have a good answer to this one. Do you, Tiger or Harry, do you know of any sort of specialized providers or endpoints that are quite good at this?
Is it about the AI like model and like the input it can take and generate? Is that the question?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's like there's one way, there's two ways around it, really. One would be like you could chunk that report generation. So if you're trying to do too much context wise for the AI endpoint, just asking it to like agentically create that report, so doing little by little. If it's super base and you're trying to do it through edge functions, it's probably because your edge function's timing out that you can only have it running for 3 seconds. So you should need to look into Supabase background tasks, and Supabase has documentation on how to enable that, so your edge functions can run endlessly. Somebody say they hate this screen. I know your pain. I know your pain. And I think, yeah, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know otherwise. I think, like as Tiger said, some like a little bit more context on.
Yeah, in that
your
case,
problem.
I know that Gemini, I think Google Gemini, I think supports, I think 1 million tokens if you need a lot of input. That's something, I've
Very
heard
cool,
good
yeah.
things about it. So yeah, if that's something, if that's
1
the question,
million.
I don't know if that was the question, but if that was the question, then totally recommend checking that out.
Yep. Okay, looks like I've lost my sidebar. Let's see if we get that back. I wasn't going to restore back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it hasn't deleted too much.
My apps are ready to launch. What are the typical checks you do in Lovable before launching? Maybe this one is for you, Christian.
Yeah, so I think lucky because we'll cover some of this, I think, and we actually did one of these live streams that was more focusing on like branding, go to market, like who you're trying to target, all those important aspects of product building. They're not connected to the actual building, but they are maybe equally as important, or in some cases more important than the building. So yeah. We'll cover some of this for sure today. We're going to be reviewing the product hunt post. We're going to be preparing some assets, maybe posting in some places. So yeah, so stay tuned.
Very cool.
I think this is a great question, right? Like it's like building is just, it's not 1%, but it's definitely like less than half of the effort you need to put into to get a product out there and get actual users.
Yep. Sometimes it's just as easy to put up a landing page and a sign up form and just get emails of people who might be interested in your idea, and then you've got like a little bit of initial traction. Yeah, like you put it really rightly, Chris. Like we can get so lost building a product for like 3 months and then nobody uses it because nobody wanted it. It's a sad reality.
So what's happening, Harry? We have a bug here. They're trying to...
I got to tune out. Just want to say goodbye to chat. It was fun being here for a little while, and good luck.
All right.
Claps in chat for Tiger,
Yeah.
everyone, please. Little clap emoji for Tiger.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.
See you, Tiger. Ciao.
Okay, yeah, we've got some bugs, but as you see, like step by step, if you don't panic, and you use chat mode, I think you can get back to a point where everything works. Thankfully, this has survived. Big changes that we've done. I guess I gotta try and test this now, and I'm gonna fix up the layout. So let's add a new chat. Let's change to Argentinian because I'll be able to tell. And let's suggest a starter phrase. In this case, I'll click this. I need to fix up this UI. Bien ahí, boludo! Yeah, it's Argentinian Spanish. Let's go.
Nice. Let's go.
Cool.
Harry, I realized a couple things. We already display the chat threads in the settings, which is maybe weird, but I remember that we implemented it last time like that. That's where there's like duplicated.
Yeah, it does. There's some clean that up. Also, like the chat page UI feels really weird. Fix up the chat page UI so it works better. Yeah. We're getting there, though. This is cool.
Yeah, we're getting there. What do you think of this suggest flow that you had in the beginning?
Which one's that?
The one that generated the first user message.
Controversial? What do you think?
I think it's interesting. I would imagine most people, it's kind of like you don't know what to learn and you sort of let the AI decide. But
Boom.
yeah, I think it's optional though, right? I imagine if you write the first message as a user, you'll just like basically replace the screen with.
Let's have a look. I think it is that if we send a message, yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
it just defaults to what you want.
yeah,
Hola,
makes sense.
che. Estoy barbaro. Bien. Maybe we can do a Spanish check. Does this change it if I'm typing here then?
I think that would be weird, but maybe it does actually. See,
It
that's
does.
Spanish. That's for sure Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah.
chaval is the slang.
Jamales. There's a great guy from Barcelona who does a.
Maybe
Doesn't bring
if
that.
like nitpick for later, but maybe adding the little flag, like based on the language it's of the sort of the country the AI is operating under. But maybe that's more of a
That's a cool idea. Maybe saving them to conversation threads as well, so you can switch language and still have like the one you're talking to saved. But we're getting there. We're going there. Yeah, I guess we can remove these settings on. We can remove settings on the chat page as we won't need it. Cool.
We hit 2K viewers.
Let's go. Thanks everyone for joining us. No pressure. No pressure at all. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know a little bit more about what you're up to, Lovable. As we get further along here.
I think you are you still there, Harry, right? You froze there for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just patiently waiting for this this prompt to get its thing done. We had a really big file, and Lovable said it's over 500 lines of code. So usually when that happens, as we said before, it's good to get it to refactor it so everything's a little bit cleaner. Cool. So we've got my chats here. Awesome. Okay. I'm liking this. I'm also going to remove chat settings because we don't need it now.
Not even the speed. You that's for the speed that you want to hear
the playback, no?
audio. Yeah, the playback. Is that worth keeping, or maybe not? Maybe not. No, seems very much like a not essential feature. So you know what they say, right? You need three good essential features, and those need to work very well. Everything else
Nice.
is distraction. So,
mate, that is why I've got you here building with me today. The moments like that, let's go. Let's go.
Stefan, who's hosting the chat, is telling us and challenging us to get to 3K before the end of the stream, Harry. Let's see.
Okay, everybody help, please. Share. Please share the stream. Tell everybody about it. Who knows? Maybe we can get a bunch of you to test this app in a little bit for us as well. Stress test it. See if we can find any bugs with the stream. If you have any ideas, let us know in chat of what you think we could improve. I'll happily run a prompt or two. If you have an idea that you think would make it look better. All right, I've been spending a lot of time on this chat feature now. I think we're nearly there, hopefully.
I'm curious, like, what happens if you translate like one of the slangy responses into English? I'm just curious to how, like, what does boludo mean? This is kind of weird, Harry. I feel like not having a loading indicator there for me is a bit of a.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe adding some sort of feedback there to the user that, hey, we're working on your translation. Good job, dude. Okay, I guess dude is boludo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Nice.
Let's see. So what did it say? Bien ahí, boludo. La frase está correcta y sueño muy natural. Podría ser también donde está el baño, che. You say that in public, that's an interesting one. I've said that a couple of times. I've been told off. ¿Qué es otra forma de pregunta? Pero la tuya está bien. Nice. Let's see what that translates to. Perfect.
But it's interesting. It's cool. I love how the
Chaval.
definitely Spanish
Chavales.
mode, right? Nice.
Yeah. Okay, we have some more stuff to be building though, so I'm a bit just keeping an eye on the time. Once that
So-
prompts for a check up here.
So one thing we said, we would like going back to the sort of let's make sure we have 2-3 lovable features and remove everything else. Do you agree on killing the real-time mode, Harry?
Yeah, I think it's really sad, but
It's
it's
sad.
like it was a really
Yeah,
it was a cool feature. And it was like
Yeah.
one of the reasons we first started it. So let's do
Yeah.
one final live conversation, and then I'll get it deleted.
Yeah, I wonder actually, will it pick up on the like the country
Oh.
take?
Good. Let's do that. I'm gonna switch to Argentine, and I'll hit start
Probably not.
conversation.
We'll see.
Buen día.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Intenta decir algo en español para practicar. ¿Qué te gustaría hablar hoy?
Quiero hablar en cosas de comida.
Claro, hablar sobre comidas es un buen tema. ¿Cuál es tu comida?
I don't think it took into
No,
account our
it's-
real-time stuff.
That sounds very Castilian, very sort of Castellano Spanish from Spain.
Yeah. But yeah, let's focus on the funner part, the chat, the courses, the gamified part, actually make it into an app people want to use that's helpful.
Yeah.
Rest in peace in chat for real time, please. Rip, rip, rip.
So Sehan here is asking, do rollbacks also rollback Supabase database changes? No, the quick answer is no. Currently, the versioning function only impacts the front end, which is something we need to fix and we'll be addressing very, very soon. But currently, if you add a table or add an RLS rule, the rollback won't impact it, which means you will at times have to wrangle with that and go to Supabase and maybe remove the table manually or remove the RLS permission. So we know this is a source of quite a few bugs and issues. So keep that in mind. And we do think this is a top priority thing to fix. So we will be looking at it soon.
Nice. I'm going to run this prompt again because I think it failed to run. Let's see.
What was that double sign up page I saw there before?
I'm ignoring it right now. But I'm very scared as to what's been like made there. We'll have to go back and fix it, I think, and do a final checkup of the flow. Just want to be able to run this prompt right now. Okay, let's do this. We will do a hard reload. Nice, Kiefer. We're glad we're putting a live stream on today as well. I chilled to do it on a Saturday, a little bit more time. Thanks. Hello, Sako says, Chris. Hey guys, any plans to make it write backend apps, backend code or mobile apps in React Native? I think we already do.
Yeah, so no plans to add like proper support for that in the short term. We think solving web apps is a big enough of a problem, so we're going to focus on making that great. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe things change soon, but for now, we're going to focus on web applications.
So Curie, watching from London. see if we can get this prompt running. Why won't you run?
Seems like it's not responding for some reason.
Yep. I do not have unlimited credits, unfortunately. I am using the last remaining of my credits, actually. I need to top up soon. But otherwise, lots of great plans. I think you can do a lot with just 100 edits. I think a lot of people maybe don't realize that. The main thing you need to get better at is understanding when you're in a rabbit hole and not clicking fix it now or like continue to go down that rabbit hole. Just like take a step back, maybe hit restore to where it was working, and then incrementally, step by step, add small features. And that way you should reduce like wasting too many credits. And yeah, just crashing out. Right now, I'm just waiting for a response from this. So let's see if we can get it to do its thing.
Let's see here.
The restore doesn't use credits. It's done with GitHub. How does it handle SEO? You can type in a prompt to just get it to change it. You can say change the OG image for the website and metadata. And then Lovable also has the ability to attach images as well. So you can put those in.
Still no luck, Harry?
Still no luck here.
I'm having a look.
I send you this. Can you create a prompt?
Let's see, I'll do a test from here.
That says, does restore also restore credits? No, unfortunately. I wish it did. There's definitely times where I've spent credits trying to fix stuff, but I think that just comes with learning the tool sometimes. And as I said, like, try not to go down rabbit holes. If you're finding you've got errors, maybe you're trying to do something that's a little bit too big. Just try and simplify it and build like a version 1, and then think about how can you add complexity afterwards as well.
So this is a bit weird that it's not responding. Let's see. Try one more time, Harry. Maybe, I don't think it's Supabase related. It could be.
I mean, they've had status issues the last couple of days. So that would make sense if it was one.
So still nothing?
Still nothing.
But does it, is something loading? It was just like, it seems like it's in lim. Yeah, you can't even enter a prompt, right?
Yep.
Okay, weird. But there you go.
Oh, I can now do a prompt. Let's see.
I sent a prompt here on my side as well. Okay, it seems like it's working for me.
Okay,
So
cool.
just give it a go. I think it's answering my prompt. So as an admin of Lovable, I get to see all your projects. So try again here, Harry, and see if you can get it working.
Hey, Arif, good to see you. in chat. KC, if we build the site and it's good, do we still need to pay the subscriptions, Chris, or are there any hidden costs afterwards, after finishing a project in Lovable?
I mean, it depends, right? If you are done with the site, then you can host it, and as long as you don't want to edit using Lovable, then you can stop your subscription and the site will be live. But the second you want to make changes through Lovable, then having a subscription will come in clutch.
Yep. Yeah.
Basically,
And
it seems like it's working again. Nice.
Sweet. And that should load fine. Cool. Okay, I'm happy so far. I wanna just add one final thing to this chat mode, and then I think we've got like a rough version really good, which is I'd like to save the context of the language we first spoke in inside the chat. Being able to switch between diff threads with diff versions of Spanish countries. This may affect how we're doing our prompting. And then again, just when I make big changes, it's like, let's whack on chat mode, get chat mode to check everything out. And then after that, make the change, just in case I forget anything.
Here's Vicky saying that you might want to hold on to that subscription. Code is never finished.
True.
Cool. So it seems like you have like a plan.
Lovely. So Lovable's hosting, I think, is free at the moment when you publish, and you can just point your domain name if you want a quick solution. Netlify also has a pretty good free plan if you want to host with them. You just have to pay if you want to use a domain. But I also know that Lovable is thinking about domains at some point as well.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We might have something there soon. How many people in chat are building real time now while watching this? I'm curious. I've heard people do this.
What
often.
are you building?
Yeah, and what are you building?
Yeah, Casey, probably want to use something like Webflow or Framer if you want those kind of features. I think Lovable really shines at websites and apps in this case. So it's a great tool to sell to your clients and add as an extra service to what you're doing, for sure.
Nice. A lot of people saying, yo, me. Lovable vibe code profit. Dude, how crazy that vibe coding has become such a big meme.
It is, hey. Thank you, Andrew Kampafi, for giving it a name.
Yeah. What a consistently, like, he just consistently creates these terms that just become household terms, right? It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to delete these test ones.
Okay, nice. People are building financial guides. What else are we building?
Presentation. Even if it's not Lovable, you're still joining us on Saturday to build. That's cool.
Are we going to add a crypto layer to this today? Or out of scope, Henry?
Oh, we could take Bitcoin as payment. That could be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe a stretch.
I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. I'll be back in a second, Harry. And
you got it. I'm here with you.
Okay.
See you in new chat. Sweet, GG chat, let's go. All right, it's looking like a little bit of a mess, but we're getting there. So I want to make sure that when we do save, we save and use the chat thread language and display that in the top left indicator. The global indicator will still. Well, you know what? Actually, chat, I think I'm overcomplicating things here, to be honest. I think we're going to go down and do some feature creep straight away that we don't want to do. So this is a great example where I'm going to go back because I don't want to add that feature yet. I think it's going to add some complexity that we don't need. So we're just going to keep it simple based on what language you're in, and then we can think about that extra feature in a bit. I want to just keep pushing forward. This generates now, which is cool. Sweet. Do. Let's just check that this didn't work. James Cox, great question. So James asks, how do we get a similar style to the style that we're using in the app? This is called Neo-Brutalism. It's a keyword you can type in. So just say something like reskin my landing page to, and then Neo-Brutalism. That should put you in the right direction to get a style like this. Okay. Language switching seems to be working okay, which is cool. We're going to make courses an admin feature, and I'm going to remove real-time conversations. And again, using chat mode here, like if you're unsure whether this is going to completely destroy your app, and you know, broad prompts sometimes can, it's always worth just running it through chat mode first. It does a little scan of everything and then goes from there. Yeah, Vicky, this is a great point. You say in chat, I find that after a bunch of changes or updates, sometimes the project goes off the rails and just keeps going further off the rails rather than getting better. At that point, it's probably good just to take a step back and figure out, like, what am I trying to achieve here at a very simple level? Hitting that restore button if you need to, like I did, to go back to a working version of the app, and then just thinking about how you can, like, step by step incrementally make your changes. Then rather than make a big change or update. It goes to show as well that a lot of the time, if you're like freestyling and jamming on an app, you might add one feature here, then your mind goes to another, you add another feature over here. And it's always good just to remember to like clean up your code, clean up your project, remove anything that's necessary, remove anything that's unnecessary. Okay, let's implement the plan here. Cool. James asks, is there anywhere that we can find some cool examples of Neo-Brutalism? I'm less and less using Dribble every day at the moment. I use Mobbin a little bit more, which is kind of like what's deployed. But you can see here, if you type in Neo-Brutalism into Dribble, you can go through and find some apps that have used this style. Then it's as easy as copying the image, coming back to Lovable, and then you just copy and paste the image into here. So it has reference to it. We just removed real time, Chris. Sad day.
Nice. gotta kill your darlings.
Yes.
Cool. And now you're adding nice.
I'm just gonna add user settings.
What's going to be part in settings? What's going to be part of the settings tab?
I think we said that there'll be some idea of like progress.
Okay.
We'll need monetization in there as well. So like the ability to manage your Stripe subscription.
Makes sense.
Maybe changing some basic details. Anything else that you'd
Yeah,
add?
because I was thinking that the dashboard, what does the dashboard contain today? It has some overview.
True. It does already. A little slow to load, so I might find out why that is, but maybe we broke it as well. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, so it has some, I mean, yeah, we could, I'm not sure what the right structure is here. Should we move everything to settings? Should we have maybe
Chat, what do you think?
settings? Yeah, what is the chat thing? Should we have a separate like should settings be mostly about the boring subscription management stuff? And then dashboard is where gamification happens. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Can we build fast a 25-page page website, or do we need to do it page by page?
Good question. I mean, I've seen
Easy.
Sonnet go pretty nuts and do quite a bit of coding in one message. But it depends a little bit on what kind of pages. Like maybe they're just like content pages where you're just, I don't know, adding a bunch of different static text pages. Then maybe you can be a bit more ambitious. But if you're adding functionality and like if you're adding a settings page, a dashboard page, then I think going page by page makes much more sense because you really want to make sure you kind of iterate step by step versus going big bang.
Oh yeah.
Oops, sorry. So here Casey's asking, do you have some starting prompts for how to build a nice and clean looking website? I'm like, I think this has changed a little bit with 3.7. I think 3.7 together with the defaults you get in Lovable, you will get a pretty nice looking website most of the time. So yeah, I don't think that you require that much prompting unless you're looking for something super specific. Adding images, as Harry just did, going to something like Dribble and copy pasting it, I think it's part of the context that can be useful, especially if you have like a style you're really targeting.
Yep. I'm usually one of those guys that just does like a blank starter project as like one of my prompts. But you can quickly build out sections. If you watch the beginning of this live stream, for example, we built the landing page in 30 minutes, and Lovable did, or Claude 3.7 and Lovable did like all of it really that we needed it to do.
Yeah. So this is interesting, Harry. It's created a sidebar for the settings. Do you think that makes sense?
I felt like it did only because when we do like whenever we do the reading, we have this like language of stuff appearing in these like panels that come out. So I wondered if we just kept it kind of similar. Although this updated the design now, so it looks pretty cool.
Oh, nice. And does it show the loading indicator now?
I think so. Yeah, it's like a ghost though. I don't know how easy on my screen here, but
yeah, I see it. Cool.
Okay. Okay.
No, I think. Well, I think this is okay. I would typically have just a normal page for profile settings, and keep the slide in for like section settings, so to speak. So the chat settings slides in. Yeah. But I mean, not typically. I mean, you're the designer. What am I talking here? Giving you advice about design and UX?
I actually think you have you make a very good point, and I felt cheap explaining to you why I'd done it. So there's why I started to work. So let's get this in.
Nice. And somebody was asking about routes. So this is for you, going a bit deeper, but what this probably is going to do is going to create a new page in the page folder of your application, and it's going to update the app TSX to map the route to the page. So I would encourage you guys to start, having a look at what the changes look like in the underlying code if you're interested. You don't have to, but it does teach you a lot.
Even just to be able to look at the components and understand, okay, these are all my chat components. So if I want to do something in the app that involves these components, I can just ask Lovable, hey, can you go and use these?
Yeah.
Or like any of our landing page sections we made.
Yep.
Okay, we've appeased Chris. So now this is gang now, Hank. This is gang,
That
man.
was good. I love the upload avatar. Does it work? Not yet, maybe.
No, looks like upload avatar doesn't. We should use Supabase storage and a public avatar folder.
I like how you're so specific, Harry, with your prompts. It just shows how much you know about like the internals. But it's funny. I never go so specific. I'm just like make upload avatars work.
Yeah, for me, sometimes it's just like it's context. It's like hopefully one day the AI will just be able to assume this, right? But until then, it's like holding a baby's hand, and you got to think about how to use it really as an assistant to tackle some of these problems.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see if this profile settings gets updated. I like the design, but it's not great. So once we fix this avatars thing, we can have a go at this as well. And then I'm gonna jump off. 5-minute break. We're 2 hours in. Woo!
Hell yeah!
2,500 people. Let's go. Thanks everybody for watching. I struggle with prompts this Saturday afternoon, but we got this. We've got this. Uh-oh. I don't like it whenever it says changes already applied.
Was that for the for the upload? Interesting.
Yep.
I mean, if you have to go for a sec, Harry, I can take over and try to.
You did, yeah. My next problem was going to be really try to fix the avatar upload this time, so maybe you can come up with something better. Are you going to push prompts and I'll just leave the screen sharing?
Yeah,
Or do you want to take over sharing?
Maybe actually I won't push prompts and I'll wait for you to come back. So just keep the screen on.
Okay.
Cool, chat. Ask, do you have any questions? I'm going to look here to see if there's any pinned questions. Stefan, if you have any on your side that you just want to raise, feel free to do that. Cool. So any Figma to Lovable feature coming soon by any chance? So we actually have an experimental version of it that you can already use. So you can find it in the landing page. It's a small button that says import from Figma. It's not perfect, but feel free to test it. You can also rely on copy pasting an image of your Figma designs. That will also get you pretty far. Is there any way to create a CMS or similar to post content like blogs, for example? So yes, I mean, you can use Supabase as a backend for a CMS. It's not designed to be a CMS. It's more designed to be an application database to store stuff like users and their account information. And like you can think of Supabase being a better fit for like notes apps, to-do apps, event management apps. When it comes to content, Supabase is not, I wouldn't say super specialized in that, but you can still build something. And I built sort of like basic websites where the content is dynamically pulled in from Supabase. So you can definitely do it. However, if you want to use like a specific CMS as a backend, you can connect it to something like, I think Strapi is one option. There's probably a bunch of other hosted CMS that you can tell Lovable to connect to. You'll have to do some wrangling. You'll have to provide the right context, like the API endpoint, probably also integrated with Supabase so that you can store the key to the CMS, but definitely possible. I've done it before myself. Sarah's asking, are you planning to introduce MCPs in the future? So this is, it's catching fire in Twitter. I've seen everybody and their mother is talking about MCPs and how it's going to impact these code gen tools, especially. I've been testing a lot of them in Cursor, especially, and they seem to be quite promising, to be honest. It really solves like this, the challenge of connecting LLMs with third-party tools. So we're pretty excited about MCPs. We're doing some, I would say, internal experimentation, but yeah, stay tuned. We might be showing off some of these, some of this soon. Bonnie is asking, how viable is it to create a shopping cart like WordPress, Shopify with Lovable? I think it depends on how complex the shop is. I'm sure you can, like several people are using Stripe together with Lovable to create a checkout experience. Stripe now does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. You can sort of integrate the checkout experience by fully relying on them. I have to say I'm a bit unsure how much more complex it would be to add like a proper store where the user can go in and add like several items to their basket before checking out. I'm not sure, but it seems like something definitely Lovable could take a stab at and have a reasonable chances for success. So I would encourage you to give it a go and to report back. Cool. What else? Any other questions? There's a question here by Lion2486. Is Lovable able, or is it creating tests at all for the app? No, Lovable does not create tests, at least not by default. You can try prompting it, but the truth is that when you add tests to your app, you need to also make sure that they are run in some part of the build process, and that requires going a bit deeper. So I'm not sure whether adding tests and making them runnable will be a very like easy task, to be honest. We're thinking a lot about how we can make things more reliable and lovable, and one of the ideas we have is adding support for tests, and it might be something we do at some point, but it's not something we do today. Harry, you're back.
Hello. I had some great questions in that mix. That was really cool. Got my cup of tea.
Nice.
Looks like my profile pic of the Swedish PM is uploaded perfectly as well.
Oh, there we go. So wait, did we fix the issue, or I didn't see you throw that?
I think it was already fixed. It was
Okay.
the SQL. It was the SQL error that was causing it. So now I think I can just upload and it changes like that. Maybe we can add some sort of indicator that it's uploading. Add an indicator that the profile pic is changing / uploading. Nice.
There we go. Looking good. Looking good.
We're getting there slowly but surely.
But Harry, we have quite a bit of work yet. So it's
Oh.
not too comfortable. Interesting. It says new password. Can you actually update the password?
Let's try it here. Test 1 2 3. Update password. What is the email for this account? test@test.com. And let's update this to this. Update password, sign out.
Yeah, this
Double sided thing. Yeah.
I've never done that in Supabase. I think it hallucinated. Like I don't think we've. I'm not sure how the reset password flow looks like in Supabase, but my impression
We
is
can
that
figure it out later.
Yeah. I guess the old password will still work. Hopefully.
Let's do it like this. I cannot remember what my password is, so we're going to do a new one. Cool. Developing. We are developing. Cool. Let's go to profile again. Okay, so this is looking good. I'm going to get rid of the update password for now. We'll just have a simple change password. Cool. Then we need to push forward on some other features, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that indicator's cool. Nice. Look at that. Woo. Clean.
Oh, that was super cool. Loading, little loading indicator.
Super clean. Alrighty.
So
Okay,
Vasil is,
and then
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. That's fine.
No, Vasil is asking, how do you know the front end and the back end are working together? So the first thing you need to do is connect to your project to Supabase. You can do that by pressing the button up to the top right. And that will require you to create an account at Supabase and to then select a project in Supabase that you're connecting the app to. And then basically your Lovable project will be Supabase enabled, which means it can sort of write backend code and run it. You can add auth, you can store information, you can write edge functions that basically allow you to do things like connect to the OpenAI API. So you will just notice that Lovable starts interacting with Supabase and sort of orchestrating stuff in the background with your prompts. Cool. What are you doing now? You're adding.
We are
user
making
roles.
some. We're making some changes now.
Is it the roles, admin role?
Mm-hmm.
So Harry, this is one. Can you explain exactly what you're doing and how it works? Because I know a lot of people struggle with this one.
Sure. So again, we're using chat mode here to take this process slowly. And we're just saying to Lovable, I want to add an admin role. And then I want to add a page in the sidebar for admins. And then on this page, I'm just going to show a list of other admin users. So being very clear about you want to create the role, what the role does, and then what content you want the role to see as well. In this case, I asked Lovable to do a plan first, just to put everything together for me so that it knows exactly what it needs to do in terms of our objective. And then here you can see that what Lovable's doing now is it's creating a user roles table. So this user roles table is where all of our users that have admin are going to be stored. And then we're just creating like a few other bits of SQL to kind of piece this together. RLS, so that users can read their own roles, and then admins can see all roles. Admins can manage roles. So if you ever want to give admins like the ability to just be able to see all of the chat threads, for example, you would just again go to here and you would say for admins, add an RLS rule that allows them to see all chat threads. And that gives them access, like admin special access to that data then. In this case, though, we're just going to go with our plan.
Cool.
And you were the one that showed me that, Christian, admin roles. I remember when I used to do it directly on the profile. Now it's more secure to do it on the table.
Ibrahim is asking, can we control code commit to GitHub? So I'm not entirely sure I'm like fully understand the question, but you cannot control, well, every single change triggered by a request in chat that will amount to a number of changes, and all that will be part of the commit that gets generated into GitHub. And you can sort of transfer the Lovable project to your GitHub account. And this is useful if you want to use something like Cursor or your IDE to make changes directly that will be auto-synced with Lovable. You cannot control when to commit and when not to commit. That just happens under the hood as part of a request in chat that will prompt Lovable to make changes. And yeah, that's how it works today.
Yep. Each change is a commit, essentially. Oh, starting to feel it, chat. Oh, starting to feel it. Let's keep going. Oh. Okay, so it's done the SQL. So now hopefully it's just going to do the code commit. I hope this hasn't got stuck again, but I have a funny feeling it has. Allez, let's go, Lovable.
Yeah, so Ibrahim, you're asking, is it committed using Lovable agent? Yes, it is committed. So when you connect your Lovable to your GitHub org, you're basically giving permission for Lovable to commit in your name, and it will appear as, I think it appears as Lovable committing to your repo.
Yep. Maybe one from your end again, Chris.
Yeah, let me see. These are... Are you getting the same error, Harry, where you can't even submit the message?
Yeah.
Weird. I feel like it's something with the... I'm not totally sure, actually. Let's see.
If you guys have any questions around Lovable's roadmap, one of the places to go have a look at is the feedback part of the site. So this is at feedback.lovable.dev. It's a great way to submit some of your ideas and get them voted on. And then you can also go and have a look at like other people's trending posts and anything that there's a lot of conversation coming on. And then the roadmap is a really good indicator of people's feedback being picked up by the team and being worked on. So custom domains, team collaboration, Lovable light mode, developer support, these are all ideas that were submitted to the community and that have been voted on and picked up on. So if there's anything that's like you really wish Lovable could do that maybe it doesn't do today, feedback.lovable.dev is probably the best place to submit that. Yeah.
It's sort of weird.
Marek says, I plan to do a CRM. How big can I make it? What is the limit? Is it very complicated, like Salesforce, etc.? We've seen lots of people build cool tools, CRMs being one of them in Lovable. depends how big you want to go. But I would say if you want to build your own little internal tool for your company, your team, or for a client, it's the perfect app to help you achieve that. Let's see if see if we can get some love here. No pun intended. Okay, I think we're back. Let's see.
We are not
Oh,
sure.
Jason. So great point. Stefan, part of the team around that part, is here as well. Jason says, had issues with Lovable, but their customer service is legit. Have built some successful things and it's coming along good. Mad love for this team. Yep. You guys should have seen what the app was like a year ago. Completely different to where we're at now.
Yeah, Ibrahim is asking again about MCPs. Have you thought about integrating MCP servers in the Lovable sometimes in the future? We have, and we're doing some internal testing to understand how that could impact our product. So yeah, stay tuned. More on this later. We'll be covering Stripe very soon. And I think, Harry, you've set it up for in production, right? Not only test mode several times.
Yep. Yeah. There's a great feature of test mode where when you finish and you move over to live mode, I've just seen it recently. They have a nice big copy button now. So if you want to set up everything in test mode, you can then definitely import it into production afterwards. Let's do a quick refresh. So this is what we're doing at the moment, actually, Jonas. We're trying to add our own admin page. And here's a great example of a prompt you can use. I want to add an admin role and a page in the sidebar for admins. On this page, just show a list of other admin users. And Lovable should be able to help you, walk you through that.
Yeah, what other questions are we seeing? Yeah, this one is interesting. Can you integrate NHN to a Lovable app? Have you tried that, Harry, before?
Yeah, sorry, finishing a mouthful of chicken and potato. Lovable's pretty cool because like pretty much any API can be connected. It's a matter about just like using a combination of chat mode and Lovable to ask Lovable what it needs in order to be able to make that integration. And then also just a little bit of your own research. One of the things I find really useful sometimes when like maybe I don't understand how to integrate something is go to ChatGPT and use the they've got like a little search button you can enable. And then you can just say to ChatGPT, like, I'm looking to integrate NA into a front-end app. How would I do that? And it will go and search the web, find all the latest information for you, and then give you a bunch of stuff afterwards.
Okay, I think we're back, Harry.
Nice. I'm gonna run this prompt then.
Cool. Coconut.
Thanks, I'm King. Supporting us in chat. You're a real one. We're hoping to kick ass with this up. Okay, we're at the halfway point. How are we feeling?
We are feeling good. I'm having some memory issues here with my Mac. I think I might have to kill some applications.
Hey. So how can we make this better? I have no idea how to make this app better. What's something that you'd add or change? Be very interested to know. Okay, this should be all the admin stuff set, which is cool. So I'll show you guys what this looks like in Superbase now. So what should have happened, I hope, is another table's being created. Am I looking at the right Superbase? No, I'm not. Let's share this one. And then here we have all the tables. Here's user roles. And here's somebody set as an admin already. So all I need to do here is just find the profile I have and set that. So mine is _Harry Test. This is my ID, C5C. So I'm going to insert a new row. And I'm going to select that user, which was mine. Let's find that ID. It was C5C. So this one here. Role, admin. Don't worry about created ad. That can just be automatic. I'll save that. So cool. Now if I go back to the Lovable app, it was a unsuccessful build. So let's fix that. I should then be able to see the admin page, as my profile should have admin now as well. Let's see. If it doesn't work once, all right, try again. Keep seeing if we can get to the bottom of this bug. Yeah, we have made the landing page. Let me show you whilst we wait for this prompt to fix itself. If we go to, hello.
Fell out there for a second, but I'm back. Plenty of RAM running now. So
Cool. Oh, it looks like it deleted our landing page.
actually, I noticed that before, or maybe it's not deleted. I'll be curious to see do you find it in the code?
True. Let's see. I wonder if it hasn't. It's just made a whoopsie and accidentally removed some stuff.
Yeah.
Let's-
So I would imagine it being the index TSX. Yeah,
Yep.
it's there. I think it's still there. It's just something with the routing that is not working.
Got it. Let's go to chat mode and say fix the routing, because right now I do not see the index.
And maybe a question here, Harry, before you submit that prompt. I mean, what we want
Yeah.
is, shouldn't users see the landing page even if they are logged in? and then they should have like a sign-in button. But if they're logged in, it should be just go to app that just brings them to the app.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point. That's a good point. Worry about auto redirecting to dashboard. User can just log in, and then if they decide. A long prompt. Let's do chat mode as well, so we can scan that code base.
Cool. Yeah, this is like a perfect case for a chat mode. Like when things are, there's a bug, there's something tricky, you want it to reflect and think before doing any changes.
And then it can just get that context of our page as well. Like, let's check what we're actually doing first. Okay, and let's implement the plan.
Hell yeah. All right. You said something about us being midway through the stream. We are hitting 7:30 CET. I'm not sure what time it is in Argentina, but this is true. We've been at it for what? 2 hours and a half? 2 hours and 20 minutes?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, if you think how much we've got done in just 2 hours as well, I'm actually like pretty happy. We put together a landing page. We've completely reskinned the back end. We've added some new features. Oh,
Is the landing page borked? It's a bit borked.
it's a little bit cursed here. It's a little bit cursed.
Okay.
Landing page. Landing page design is cursed. Can you please check it out and figure out how to make it responsive?
Is that chat mode, or are you just going to do a default?
I'm going to do chat mode because I'm a little bit scared. And because I know, like, this is the helpful thing, right? Because I looked at the code base, I know how it's split up, I know how it's structured. I know that there's multiple components that it's going to need to edit. So, like, asking it to do chat mode here and look through everything, put together a bit of a plan is the safer way. So if you're ever making big, broad changes and you're worried that Lovable might break something, chat mode is the best way to make sure that doesn't happen. Great idea, Stian. Difficulty levels for teachers, noob, easy, moderate, and pro. We'll try and add that in with our gamification bit.
Oh, nice. That's a good suggestion, actually. Yeah, it's interesting. Sehan says if you restore to your previous version, it should also restore credits. Yeah, it's this sort of, when you use AI, right? There's a non-deterministic process where some of the edits are going to work, some of them are not. So this sort of one-to-one, you request something, it works every single time, is just hard to deliver. We're doing a ton of changes, and like getting to perfect reliability is our main focus. So hopefully reverts become a thing of the past as Lovable just becomes more precise with its edits.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Vansh is asking, what's the difference between chat mode and simple editor mode? Harry, we've answered this before, but let's go through it again.
Yeah. So editor mode is really good for like smaller, precise changes. See how I can select this div here and change the background color, the padding. I'm making a change right now, so it's a little bit faded out. You can go a step even further and also edit some of the CSS. Make as many changes as you want. This is free to make those changes. Chat mode is a little bit different in terms of it's more about asking questions, asking the AI to put together a plan for broader changes where you need to edit or change multiple things, not just the background color or something. This is looking okay, I think. Yes.
Oh, nice. Relief. We're almost at 3,000. Almost at 3,000, Harry.
Wow.
2938 viewers.
Okay. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah, Jonas mentioning you can use 21st Dev, which is how would you describe 21st Dev? 21st Dev is kind of like a repository of components that you can maybe get some inspiration from, and you can even copy some code examples. It's been finicky for me. It doesn't work all the time, but it's definitely very good at like inspiring me and giving me ideas on like what are cool components that people have built already and are using elsewhere.
Yeah, great for like inspiration, stuff like that. Gonna make myself another fake account here.
Dude, you
Ooh.
forgot about your password again.
I forgot it. Yeah. I'm just not. It's like not going in my brain for some reason today. Usually I'm pretty good. It's probably my fault for constantly changing it as well. But let's
I
get the
love
Swedish
that.
PM back on my
Yeah.
profile. Shout out to my beautiful wife who's dropping food and water to me.
Nice.
Very necessary. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. This is starting to look good. I just need to figure out this admin part. So I'm just gonna add quickly another role on another screen that you guys can't see. Give that to my test account.
Yeah, because we haven't tested the admin role. What's the admin role? Like, how we like an admin is basically you and me. We need to be able to do admin things, right? And one of those things is going to be creating the courses, right? The content for the courses page.
Yep. And here we are, which is cool. So it's not working just great at the moment.
There you go. So MD Kib is asking, when my prompt gets much longer, it takes more than 2 credits. Is it a bug? Always. Anyways, keep going, team. It should. I mean, it sounds very strange. 1 message is 1 credit as of today, so you should not see more than 1 credit being discounted for a message. So please contact support if you're seeing this. Thanks for the. Yeah, thanks for the.
Thanks for reporting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's implement this plan.
I wonder what's causing that, actually. I wonder if you could even see in the app TSX what kind of logic it's using. I'm thinking more the... Yeah, interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's checking for roles there, it seems.
Yep.
Yeah, good question, Vansh. How many credits have we used? We can check at the end. And I think it's a fair question. I would say as you get more experience with Lovable, you become just better at using credits strategically.
That's going to happen again, I think. Let's see.
No. So is that happening every single time you get the internal server error, Harry?
Yep. So we've used about 90 edits from a quick check. So it goes to show what you can do with Lovable in 100 edits, give or take, which is a lot. We tend to find like most projects that we work on at the moment, anywhere between like 200 to 300 per project is like a good base to understand like build sizes for tools and stuff. But it can be different across the board. We also have a great Discord if you guys want to ever get like further help, one of the best places to get live help from people. Somebody, I think there's a guy famous now on the Lovable server because he's always connected to the voice chat, Bobby. Um, so if you ever have any questions and stuff, that's a really great place to talk to other people who are maybe building as well, trying to do stuff.
Harry, another question from Jonas asking, how do you prompt for branding and design? I wish we need to add a section to our docs explaining what are good terms to use to kind of inspire Lovable to build the look and feel you're looking for. So in this case, we used the term Neo-Brutalism, which I did not know existed until a couple months ago, that kind of maps to this playful, blocky design that you see in the screen. But I think there's a bunch of them, right? I think there's glass morphism is one I've used before that gives you like Apple-esque look and feel. Like you can go for retro, you can go for hacker look and feel as well.
It's what you're saying there, those keywords, right? Like trying to think of the keyword to describe the theme. Hacker, glass, moody. Discord link is on the screen if you need it. The awesome Stefan has got it up there for us.
Nice.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, dude, nice. This is all the admins? No, wait, this is all the users, I guess?
It's all the users right now. Something I want to just double check is whether everybody can see that or just us. So this is test2 at test.com.
It's like,
test 1, 2, 3.
Is admin really admin?
And it is, I think, by the looks of it. Yep.
Yeah. I love how we had to test that manually, Harry. That's how much you trust Lovable.
Well, yeah. Look at this copy here and tell me what you think it says. Email hidden requires admin access. Like, what? I am an admin. Let me see the emails. Okay, cool. Okay, and then we can add new admins by entering the username or email of a user that we want to grant admin privileges to. Cool. So on the admin page, add another. This would be cool actually. So let's split admin pages into sub items of the sidebar nav item. I want 2 new pages, one for users and one for creating courses. Let's push through that. Quite a lot of power to building your own admin tools.
Yes.
Quite cool.
Definitely. And Harry, we hit 3K viewers.
Let's go.
We'll road to 4K, maybe. Who knows? We have an hour still, so.
Guys, have a share it, please. Share it. I want 4K. I need to finish my day good. That should be good if we finish this up in the next hour.
And I've reported the issue, Harry, you're having with the chat sometimes not responding. It seems like we might have a small issue that they're looking into.
Nice. Knowing the Lovable team will be done in, they'll be fixed in 10. So we're all in good hands. We're all in good hands. Nice, Kiefer. Good to have you in the Discord. Right, now we'll wait for the prompt to run, as we always do.
So it's funny, right? Because you tend to click on the code card, on the edit card to see the code stream in. But it's funny, I've spoken to often like people that have been using Lovable for months, 3 to 6 months, and they didn't know that the code card opened the, like they didn't know clicking on it would open the code streaming. It's interesting. Which is
that is interesting. Okay, we got build unsuccessful. Let's try and fix that. This looks like it's working there, which is cool. Dashboard runs with users. And then we want to be able to create a course as well. We'll clean this up in a sec.
Nice. And why do we need an admin? So like, do all apps, I guess every single app that has some content, or maybe there is, basically I think content, when you have content that you need to create for your users, then it's useful to have a sort of, basically the owner view, the admin view, where you as the owner of the application can log in and then create the content, remove content, correct content, and also maybe do some actions on the users. Maybe somebody's misbehaving, you want to kick them out. So like there's a bunch of sort of like operational admin stuff that you need to take care of, and having this sort of admin version is super useful.
Yep. Great example of this is I have a platform that I run where I have a bunch of students, and there's an admin tool in there that allows me to see all the feedback, mark all of their homework, etc. So it's really useful to have these like smaller tools that you can take actions on inside the app. Somebody was asking about CMS earlier. You could very easily see how you could build a CMS in Lovable that changes the content on your website based on what you change in your admin dashboard or something like that. Okay, let's go. Okay, so when I click the sub items in the sidebar, I want to see some diff design to indicate it's selected. Combine dashboard and users together. Create course should use the UI, should be a replication of the UI from courses. I'm going to do chat mode here so I can go and do a little scan and get some context of what's going on. Lots of people asking how many credits. We are on 95 AI edits so far. This is from over 4 different live streams. So this isn't just today. I think today maybe we've done 30 or 20, but 95 in total over probably like 4 live streams now.
Well, this lows, Harry. Do you want to revisit the list of things we're trying to achieve today? It'd be fun to update and add a check on what's been shipped.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's do that now whilst this prompt's running. So back to our little list. Here we are. Okay, so what have we done? We have completed our threads, which is cool. We have added profile and progress details, but it needs to be done. Global country switcher we added. Make quizzes an admin feature and focus on slang. We're working on that. Add profile plus progress data. We've kind of done that. We still need to add the leaderboard, monetization, launch prep, and then shareability and open graph. So, dude, I think we're gonna make it. You know, I think we're gonna make it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna make it. It looks looking good.
I think we're gonna make it, chat. Good question from Intupu. How would you debug in chat mode? You just come here and turn on chat mode and then ask it a couple questions. It's under your account settings. If you go to your account settings and you look for the lab section, you can enable it as a feature to be able to use in the editor. They've also got dev mode there as well. So if you want to be able to turn on dev mode and look at the code underneath, you can do so as well. Lovable's asked me to refactor the sidebar, so I'm going to do that as well. Thanks for the support, Dawn. You are also insane. Christian, what's the vision for Lovable? Seeing how you got so many people here.
You put me on the spot there, Harry. What's the vision for Lovable? So the vision is to basically help that huge percentage of the world that does not know how to code, that is not technical, to be able to have great ideas and translate them into web apps and software. Today, it's like only the lucky few that have gone to university and become, software engineers that can do this. And your alternative as a non-technical person is to hire someone, which is expensive and takes a lot of time, or you can use some of these no-code, low-code tools that are kind of like creating an abstraction layer on top of software to make it possible for a non-technical person to build. But they have a lot of limitations. They're not. It's not easy to get exactly what you want. They set a lot of guardrails by creating abstraction layers. So we're trying to make the real deal available for anyone, regardless of your knowledge on computer science and programming. So that's the vision, and how we get there and how we shape our product. That's very much in the workings, and I don't think we know exactly how our product would look in more than 6 months maybe. But we're extremely passionate about solving this huge problem of making software building something everybody can tap into.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, Harry, you are a designer, right? You're a designer. I think you spent quite a bit of years building with no-code, low-code tools, and now you're joined the web of vibe coders. So I think you're a great example.
Yeah. This kills Webflow. Ciao, Webflow. I'm done with Webflow. Vicky, thank you for joining the stream. It was good to have you here. Sorry to hear that you have to leave. But we're excited. We were great having you here in the stream and chatting to us. James Cox asks, if I integrate Replicate or another image creator API, could I ask Lovable to go and prompt an image and bring it back to the page and place it in a section? And we actually have this in the app. So if I can figure out why we're not rendering, I will show you. But yes, you can basically, again, use chat mode if you want to, and suggest to Lovable. You can say to Lovable, like, hey, I want to implement Replicate. How would I do that? And then what's quite meta is you can get Lovable to write the prompt for Replicate as well.
Yeah.
And it'll do a nice one. Oh, there's a little controversial question here. Why does someone choose Lovable versus V0?
Yeah, good question. So I would say one of the main reasons you would use Lovable is we have the best Supabase integration. We are really pushing the sort of not only building front end, not only building websites, but actually building applications like the one we're building with Harry today. So yeah, if you want to go fast from idea to a fully functional prototype that integrates with authentication, is connected to a database that stores the data, and maybe even connects to third-party integrations, and I think you will have a better time at using something like Lovable.
Oh yeah. I am a blurred video right now. There's the old iPhone has died. Let's get back to here we are. Do. Let's implement this.
Okay. So it's kind of weird. No page reloads, Harry, at the moment.
No, so I think it's just a change we made with the admin stuff. So something with roots.
I guess
just
worst
getting Lovable
case
to like piece away through.
Yeah. I guess worst case here, we could always revert and try again.
Yep. Same. Damn. So let's change it up. Do-do-do-do-do. Cool. Okay, we're back. We are back. And if I log in as well, I'm already here. Cool. te@test.com. Let's just give admin account as well. Do-do-do-do.
And you're making yourself admin in by going to Superbase, I guess.
Surveys, yep. So here's how easy it is. So you go to here, insert a row. I'm just going to say select a record, find my email. So it was te@test.com. And then role admin, save.
Nice. And that will basically create a record in the table that links emails or user IDs to a row.
Perfect. And look at this, it's even added some stats. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
For all of our
What happens
users, sweet.
If you view it, what happens if you view a user? I'm curious.
Okay. So here I am in a different account. And as you can see, we have no admin profile on the left. So I'm using this test account, but should we be logged in with our admin role? As you can see, I've got nice access to my dashboard and the create course as well, which is awesome. So now that we're getting somewhere, we just need to be able to create courses. And this is going to be the biggest refactor, I think, of the whole thing. So if we look at our sheet that we had, guys, one of the biggest changes we're going to make is that quizzes are now an admin feature, and we're going to generate them for users rather than the app generating it for us. So
maybe show them, Harry, how the quiz creation worked before, so they can they know what we're migrating.
So right now, guys, if you do this, you can do like Spanish, verb, and then I can say I want it to be about barbecue. We can hit create course. And this is a great example of the replicate stuff we were talking about earlier.
Takes a while.
Cool. Start the course, and then
maybe
we need to make sure this opens. Yeah, that's fine though, because like we've made such big changes that I was kind of expecting this, like certain things to start breaking at some point. So it's just that general thing, right? Like if you've got a very solid step of an app and then you start cutting and chopping things and bringing stuff out, it will break for sure. Lovable's great. But we just sometimes you just have to like take a couple steps yourself. Okay, let's do this then. I'm gonna say courses RLS should now show courses to everyone. Create new course is only admin. Remove the button from the My Courses page.
So why do you say courses RLS should now show courses to everyone?
So basically what we've got at the moment inside Superbase is that people have courses, but they are associated to a user ID. So you can see here that everybody's course is like available to themselves. But now what we want to do is allow admins to create these courses, and then any user can view them across the app. And right now, inside of Superbase, we have this policy that says users can create their own courses, users can delete their own courses, users can update their own courses, and users can view. We want to change this so that it's all users can view all courses rather than just specifically their own in this case. And I'm just asking Lovable, like, hey, how are we going to do that? Let's put a little bit of a plan together.
Makes sense. There's a user here asking, how can I hide the lovable logo? And I think it's referring to the banner we sometimes show in the previews. Maybe you can show that in settings, Harry.
Sure.
If you are a paid user, you can hide the banner by, basically clicking on that toggle there.
And then if you want to share it with everyone, hit public, and then to publish, it's as easy as clicking publish up here. And you get a nice little URL to send to your friends and colleagues. Yeah, we got a little bit of hold up again. Let's see if a refresh can get us through it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people ask you about credits and getting a little bit spicy about it in chat. What's touched you the wrong way, chat? What seems to have gone wrong with credits? So we built this over like 4 sessions. So probably a good 8 hours or so put into this project so far. We've only had 19 AI credit counts. So that's what the base plan with Lovable. The very last one.
There's a question here on what's your most complex feature of your app in terms of logic complexity. I'm not sure, Harry. What do you think? I think maybe the chat we built, which allows users to basically chat with an AI Spanish teacher, but we also allow users to listen to the message in audio, translate in real time as well. I think that's probably the most complex part.
Yep. There's some cool image gen stuff as well. It's pretty simple, but it just adds like a little bit extra to the app overall. Let's log in. Do. Let me paste my prop. Yes, Vasil, I love that. The vision is to make money and enjoying the life. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Great way to put it. Yes, it is so somebody says here, the Spanish chat is a third-party API. Yes, we're using OpenAI for this. Very easy to use. If you go to lovable.dev/integrations, you will see it as one of the integrations that's Lovable supports, meaning that the app has a good amount of context around how it works. So it should be able to help you out with putting things together. If you get stuck, you can always use chat mode, as I've suggested before, and just talk to it and say, how would I implement this feature? I'm going to end up coding manually here in a minute. Let's see if I can get this to work on default, maybe. Hey, chat, for those of you joining us today, what are you building this weekend? Let us know. I'd love to know what you're doing here on this Saturday in the stream with us. What are you trying to achieve? Feel free to ask us a question if you want to.
Yeah, so Jonah's saying $20 is nothing, to be honest, compared to paying a coder. Yeah, I think that's the way of looking at it, right? Paying a human to code this would have taken quite a bit much more time, and it also you would have to pay a much higher hourly rate. And I think this is what is exciting about code generation in the advent of large language models. It's like it's really sort of eating in on like an industry that is very white collar knowledge workers that are typically being paid very high salaries, which is very different from like other types of technological revolutions in the past that have been impacting blue collar workers or people working with more manual tasks. Yeah, so we've answered this question before, Marcelo. It's not possible today. We want to keep our focus and build the best tool for 0 to 1, starting from scratch and building that first version and iterating on that first version. But it could be in the future. It could be that in the future we support existing external code bases, but not something we want to. Not something we want us. It's not something we want to distract ourselves with today. So Jason, how does chat mode count as a credit use? It counts as the same as default mode. So every message will count to your messaging limit, basically.
John Doe, good question in regards to lots of images. If you want to do that, you see here in dev mode where I am, there's like a public folder here to add them here. So if you want to do that, you can go to GitHub, set up a Git repo, and then clone it, add it to this public folder, and give it an upload. 260 pictures is a lot though. What are you building? That's insane. Nice.
All right, and you're doing some refactoring now?
Yeah, the courses page was just getting a little bit big and Lovable prompted me to refactor it. So I thought, why not? Considering we're making some changes around that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now we've got like white screen. So I'm just going to put my favorite prompt, white screen with a smiley face. Let's see if it can figure this out. That's a secret, John. Okay. Bueno. So this is a good example of getting chat mode in and just saying like, dude, like there's something going wrong. Let's just scan everything and take a good look at what's going on. Could just be an auth thing, but I feel like whatever page I'm on, I think it's wrong here though. So maybe if I just refresh, see if we can get this to load.
So John D, we record all of our live streams and they're available in our Lovable YouTube, to find it there afterwards in case you have to leave earlier. Okay, we're back, Harry. We are back.
We're back.
Now let's see if it creates a course for us. I'm curious to see whether it's also going to take into account the country selector, actually.
Yeah, I think that might be something we have to add.
Yeah. But it seems like generation of courses is working.
Yeah, it's just about viewing them now. I think we'll have to see in the courses section. Oh, did it finish? Nice. Yeah, barbecue. Okay, this is a good bug to fix then. So when I load a course, it takes me to the correct URL, but there is no page content.
Sorry, I didn't see that bug. What happened?
So basically, like when you click start a course in a moment, it loads it in the URL, but there's no page content. So we had we did have a component that we were using. So I've just turned on chat mode, and it can then do a scan of some of the code and just see where there's issue. Looks like it was a routing issue. So now it's going to fix this up.
So DNK is asking how to transfer all this to the domain instead of Lovable. So Lovable, you can see it as the tool you use to currently edit your project, but you can publish directly from Lovable. into a lovable domain. But if you want your custom domain today, you will need to transfer your project to your GitHub account, which is basically a platform that stores developers' code. And from there, there's a bunch of companies that you can use that have free tiers like
Netlify, Savala.
Yeah, basically that you basically connect your repo and it handles the deployment. And we have I think we have a bunch of stuff in our docs on this. So, and Thomas, I love your plan. I love your weekend plan. Learn how to effectively plan and write prompts that won't confuse Lovable, and test how to protect code from stupid changes. Yes, and this is partially our system, but it doesn't help to also prompt it in a way that makes this less likely to happen.
Nice. We are getting there, chat. If you saw what the state of the app was before we started, you would be surprised at how much progress we have made. Let's go to login.
You have to fix for some reason the landing page is wider than the view.
It's still cursed. Yeah, still cursed. Nice. And here's the barbecue image that we got.
That uses replicate, right?
Yeah, and that uses replicate. So let's just and we see all the courses now, which is awesome. So I'm just gonna delete this button. I'll tell you all now, chat, a little secret, which is that I had a much more ambitious plan, and Christian thankfully helped me put together that list of features before the call. And now we have something that's actually going to be doable. But if any of you guys ever getting stuck, right, I think just taking some tips from here, like just putting down like a bullet point list of things you want to build, and having some like clear direction and idea of what you're trying to put together can really, really help. I think sometimes we try and build these monster apps, but if you can figure out what the features are in like 1 or 2 bullet point lists, it will give you a really good way to keep focus. Cool. Okay. Awesome. So here's a cool use of the edit tool. I do not want this button here. So I'm going to click that. It's causing a small bug when I click it. Why do I have to keep refreshing? It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, this is a bit off.
I just run a simple prompt. I won't use the edit for now, just in case. Cool. Your progress, nice. Chat, and we have our different chat threads. Cool. Courses, and we have different courses we can try. Nice. We're coming together. Okay, and we can create a course from this view as well. Yeah, there's some good questions in chat. I'm currently testing how to protect chunks of source code, not entire files and Lovable. Right. So yeah, this is a good one where you can use chat mode. I see another one which would be like Lovable would be good at debugging. Again, chat mode here. Allow it to do a little bit of thinking before running your prompts. In Lovable, create AI agents to publish to the OpenAI marketplace. I think this is more of a web apps tool, sir, and not an agents building platform. But you can use browser use, browser base, and any of these other agentic SaaS tools or technologies and incorporate them with Lovable. So browser use is a really cool one to shout out. And here they have like an API and some stuff you can use to help run agentic tasks. So check them out if you want to do some agent stuff. There's some cool stuff here. Yeah, that's good. That's that done. Nice. Admins can create courses. Cool. Just want to do one UI update, which is opened courses should use the same style as the landing page. This is using a bit of an old style. You can see we didn't update it when we last did our thing, but here's the quiz it generated with AI for me. So I can go through here and try and answer these questions. I'm actually guessing everyone chat, and I'm somehow getting them. Whoa, okay. I'm just literally. Is that really how it defines it? It's like, oh, there you go. There was one off. Oh, damn! I got the last two row.
Nice.
Woohoo! There's some confetti as well when you finish. Perfect. And let's implement that plan that Chatmate's just done as well, which is cool. So nice. I started using Lovable about a year ago when it was called GPT Engineer. It was open source. It cost $1.20 to run a prompt. Can you imagine? We've come so far. Team Hub as well in a year. It's crazy. I'm not saying that just because Chris is here on the live stream as well. I really believe that. So I publish the app and share the URL. You see this URL here, preview -- lovable build an app.lovable.app. You can type that into your browser and you should be able to access it already.
Just a question, Harry. You have not connected to GitHub, right?
Nope.
Nope. No, you haven't.
Should I do that?
No, don't do it. I was wondering.
Cool. Okay. So we got this. Let's review the course. So now it's looking a little bit more like this, like what we wanted in terms of style. Nice. Salsa de tomate. Senador. I'm pretty bad at this, but I think it's done a good job with the UI. What do you guys think? The off tilting's a little bit.
It's still
It's a little bit questionable. Yeah, puts me off as well a little bit. But
yeah.
cool. Okay, so I love it. Apart from the tilting in the cards, can we just make them normal? Do.
Oh, the tilting. Nice. It's looking good. It's looking good, Harry.
I'm super happy, dude. Considering where we started, right? If we could wind back the live stream to when we first caught up this morning and looked at the app, the Spanish will get you to survive, bro.
I mean, that's a fair point. But that's prompting, right? We can make it more advanced. We can add the levels that somebody in the chat mentioned. So yeah.
I'm actually curious if we like tested our app actually to its lengths, and I pick up on that comment. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can put that in.
And to answer your question, Robot Glock, yes, the style we use for this one is Neo-Brutalist, and just simply mentioning it to Lovable will make sure it sort of it should modify the styles to something similar. And we'll add some docs on like other styles that can sort of lead to similar.
Let me just see if this works, and then I think we can segue.
Yep.
So I'll do a little recap of what we've been building today as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just for anybody who hasn't seen.
And what do you think, Harry? The mission was to launch tomorrow at 9 a.m. How are we feeling about that? I mean, we still have to integrate Stripe. We still have maybe some general polish.
I feel like hiding in a hole, honestly, Chris. I feel like we've set out really ambitious and we did our best. And it's not. It's going okay. It's going okay. This is cool though, Chabon, amigo. So talking back to that person who was like, "Yeah, none of these words are going to help you."
This is useful. Like I feel like this is actually useful. Yeah.
Yeah, this is useful. So I just asked it about Argentine street slang. ¿Cómo se llama alguien que es tacaño slang argentino? Oh, choro. Raca. Even I didn't know that, so I'm picking up new words.
Fiaca. What the hell is that?
Pereza. I don't know. Okay. Pereza. Okay, so what is laburo? Trabajo.
I've heard that one before.
¿Cómo se llama un niño en la jerga argentina? Oh, pibe.
Un pibe, yeah, makes sense.
Los pibes. Quilombo. What is a quilombo? It's like everything's super disorganized. That is a quilombo. En bolas. I have no idea what that is.
I know. There's nudo. Actually, I'm thinking, Eric, shouldn't it's kind of weird that the question is like, what does this slang word mean? And then the answers are in Spanish as well. So
that's true.
So I feel like maybe if we're learning the slang, maybe the answer should be in English. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's a fix for next time.
Cierto. That means to be cool. There you go. Or a snob. Cool. I love the confetti every time. I think that adds such a cool effect. And it looks like the UI updated quite nicely as well. Let's do a recap of what we built, chat. So we can go back to our goal. So basically, we wanted to make a landing page. We wanted to do a design update, add a global country switcher, add threads to chat, make quizzes an admin feature and focus on slang. I'm going to put a green tick here because we can do it in admin now. We still need to add profile progress data, a leadable page, and a monetization. But I would say, like, I don't know, guys, but like for me, like we got most of that shit done, to be honest. Like the hard part is out of the way. It's just the small, tiny details. So let's just have a look at the app overall. So I'm going to go back to the index page. Cool. So we built a really nice landing page using P5.js that allows us to create flags and calls out some of the features of our app. We added some cool sections, and The crazy part here is that we didn't actually tell it to make these sections. Lovable just did it for us. So I feel like we need to maybe tweak these. But there's a cool little features bit, a key features slider. We've got a mock-up of our leaderboard, how it works, and then our transparent pricing cards. Some ideas about tracking progress, and then our footer. With that app, we can log in. So I can log in with my test account and just sign in. We have a dashboard where I can track my overall progress to Spanish fluency or survival Spanish, as we've been calling it. We have this cool little chat app, so I can have different threads of chats. I can also do a suggest a starter using AI. And the cool thing about this with our language switching is it's all in the dialect of Spanish that we want to learn. So in this case, I want it to be Argentinian. And it replies, this time it's Spanish. Maybe we need to fix something there. We fixed up some of the design of the drawer so that the drawers look cooler when you translate stuff. And there's also a bunch of other features from previous streams that we had that mean that we can do like some cool chatting with this AI, and we can create new threads if we want to as well, and then manage those threads if necessary. We've got courses, which we had before, but we've updated the design of these so that they look a little bit cooler. Unfortunately, looks like when I clicked in, it couldn't. But basically, with the courses now, we can. Oh, it's because it's review, not start course. Basically, now what we can do is we can start a course, do the course, go for it, answer some quiz questions. After that, under profile, we added the ability to upload a profile picture, change your username, kind of teasing for the next part, which will be managing a subscription. And then we just cleaned up the admin part. So we gave users the role of being able to have an admin, some stats about the app. So myself as an admin, I can come in and see if everything's working okay, how many recent users I have. I can manage users, give them admin if I want to, and then I can also create courses as well. So I'd say for 3 hours and 20 minutes, we did a lot of pretty cool features. I don't think we're going to finish this week for today's launch though, Chris. What do you think?
I think it's ambitious. I mean, we could pull off a red eye and go hard all night. But hey, maybe I want a bit of time as well to sort of charge batteries over the weekend. So I say we maybe maybe start wrapping it up. And then what we can promise is that we will actually launch this next weekend. And maybe what we do, Harry, is we do a repeat of this next Saturday, same time, finish everything, do the final polish, prepare the assets for launch, and then just secure ourselves a good finished product.
100%, and I'm behind that. I think it'll be really good. So if you guys want to tune into that one, I would follow Lovable on anywhere that you're viewing this from. If you want to see the other parts of the series, we have all of them on YouTube. Shout out Stefford, shout out Tiger, everybody in chat who was like messaging us as well. And this isn't the end. We're going to finish this. We are going to finish this. We will die at this post finishing it.
We will. Awesome. All right, but Harry, should we then call it an evening?
Let's
with
call
a
it
cliffhanger, and then see you everybody hopefully next Saturday at the same time. And I think we'll have some live streams happening during the week, but make sure you attend this one next weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. It's not the end. Let's do it.
A lot closer. Bye-bye.